Good night, everyone. Tonight we have some special guests. We doing a little different concept today with daigoodtalk. We doing a little take on entrepreneurship, business ownership, motivation, and some education for the viewers. Right. So we have myself and Karen. Everybody would know us. So I'm gonna let our guests introduce themselves today.
So my name is Ishmael Baig. I specialize in teaching import and export education for business owners. So I navigate and educate them on the entire logistics of bringing in goods, exporting, importing, etc. So we have a man here who, the goods. Any goods?
What question is that? Always had the goods. Always had the goods. Right, my name is Andel Mark, owner and founder of Geo Designs, #1 local brand, Geo's Car Rental. We're supposed to open a car wash soon and a soup deli.
So your name is not Gio?
No,
Oh, I swear, I thought my name was Gio all the time. Or like Giovanni or something.
That's how strong the brand is. It
everybody used to
bypasses
do
his
it.
own name.
But where the name Gio come from, though?
my daughter name is Giovanna. So from my daughter name.
Okay.
Right?
Right,
Before she
okay.
born, I just changed my name on Facebook to Gio. So everybody started calling it Gio. So from there, anything I do is Gio.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So even the name have a story.
A meaning,
behind
yeah,
it. It have a
yeah.
meaning, yeah.
So,
Alright. So we have a couple questions, right? We want to give everybody some insight on both of you guys and how you came about, right? And why you do what you do. So question number one would be, both of you have built impressive followings on social media. What was the initial spark that motivated you to start sharing your business journey online? You go with you first, Ishmael.
So I used to help a lot of businesses, friends and family, they would ask me, oh, how you import this, how you do this? Because way back in the day out of school, before like major TikTok content creation, I used to bring in stuff and sell.
Right.
And then, as the years go along, a lot of persons, they wanted to start their own business on the side. And I was just helping them for free.
Yeah.
And when short form content came along on TikTok, you realize the front of growing your business is really providing value and really sharing content about what you do. Not only bringing value to them, but, helping people along the way, showing them the way. And, ever since then, I just started to do like workshops, test out different things. And then I realized, here's what I found TikTok. I started doing TikToks. And then I realized I was really good at the short form content. And it's just really, I remember Alex Ramosi was saying like, give away the secret and you sell the implementation.
Right.
So the content is just, you give it away. Give it away in goodwill. Just give. And naturally people will just gravitate towards you and that kind of thing. And I
They
just
want to know more.
And I think the key thing why I started to share content, I started to share like my struggles, storylines, my failures, and it builds your entire brand and ecosystem.
exactly.
And people relate to that more through your
A
content.
lot of people experiencing the same
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, for me, honestly, I always want to help people along the way, right? And then again, posting on the social media is, again, you could be good at something, but if nobody don't know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how you'll grow. So that you had to share your journey. And then I used to enjoy, even sometimes when I post something, but wait, no, it wasn't so good, I used to leave it because I wanted to look back to say, this is where I was and I come from here there today,
Yeah.
Like now I still watch videos and say, wait, I really post that way?
Yeah.
But I leave it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You ain't feeling bad. So let people see the growth. So people who was in similar position like you, I was running taxi, see that I was running taxi, I just post the picture with me with the umbrella, and by KFC. Every year I say I will promise to post it once a year to show that it's possible to come from there and go up.
Yeah.
And then I used to see, like when I go back home now, I seen plenty of people still who I run taxi with back then, they still run taxi there and it's saying that yeah, but you could really grow in it. Sometimes it's just to make that extra effort to go to the next level.
Yeah, that's something because you probably would have already had a plan for your life where you wanted it to go anyway.
Yeah.
But the taxi aspect of it would have just been one stepping stone
Yeah.
towards what you had envisioned in your mind.
Because I think if I didn't run taxi, I couldn't do how I was doing driving up and down. That taxi really make me turn into a real hustler. So I really thank my father for giving me the opportunity to run taxi. When I tell him I don't want to do, he said, all right, well, you had to run taxi. I didn't want to do it at that time. I was shy. Yeah, stand up by the taxi stand. My car not getting full because I just not going out there. I staying all the way in the back. So until you just had to get aggressive and do it. And that taxi thing make me. So when I driving up and down delivering goods, I still feel like I run taxi. It's just with goods.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Same mindset now.
Yeah.
Social media has clearly played a significant role in your success. How has it impacted the way you conduct business, and what advice would you give to others looking to leverage social media for their ventures? Because they can start with you this time.
Right. Social media. How put it by, to be honest, social media is everything. Marketing is everything. You need it. You see, because again, whenever you post something, you don't know who looking. You don't know who looking. You remember, it's have potential clients out there, customers. So the more you post your content, you're hoping to get a customer. You want it to turn into a customer. So it's a very important thing. And for people who shine away from it, yes, it's an uncomfortable thing in the earlys, especially when you're doing videos. Because pictures is a still moment. You could do anything in a picture. But to be in front of camera every single day, you don't know if you and your spouse fall out, and then still you have to come and put on an act after customer all the goods.
It's true.
That is the hardest thing ever.
Yeah.
So, but again, come out of your comfort zone, make it happen, and trust me, it have customers out there. 7 point how much billion people in the world.
Yeah.
It have people out there that will want your goods, no matter what field I work in. You just have to get out there.
Yeah.
And then adapt, get better as time go by. In the earlys, it will never be good. Right?
Yeah.
So you just...
Yeah, that resilience.
To learn to adapt and maneuver when the hurdles come.
It definitely have a lot to do with comfort. For some people, are very uncomfortable.
What?
Some people might say, "But nobody can see this," but people just definitely
People
see
does
it.
see.
Definitely see it.
I think
what?
something we just, as tradings, and I was there too, but we're very fearful of what
People
Tom
will say.
or
naysayers,
wherever they will say.
That's so sad,
You're always worried, and most of the times it's Tom afraid the camera more than you.
More than you.
Yeah.
Not only that, sometimes Tom want to be like you and all.
Correct.
Tom want to be like you, but you pulling it down. You know?
It's a scary thing.
Yeah.
But I want down the people, like plenty friends who in that same boat, like they're afraid by how you just do that. I won't down them because trust me, it's really a big move to go in. Like how you, all of us. Every time I go on TikTok, I must see one of you. And on Instagram. That's not easy.
Yeah.
Every day. You know?
It's a task. So something similar would you say that sometimes I watch back videos and say, hey, but you really say that?
It's true. It's not fun.
For me, what I learned with the videos, when I do a video, I don't look back at it. Right? Like before it go up on the platform,
you go look.
I don't look back at it. I record
and post.
Send it to edit, post it. I just see the video again when it's there. Right? And because I don't want to see the errors. I don't want to see your voice, you could have said this, or your eye could have be like that or something. I don't want to see the mistakes, the flaws, because I will be my biggest critique.
You will watch everything. You will watch everything.
And then I go send it back to edit, or I might have to do over the video, and then it can end up going up.
You taking more risk.
Yeah, I just
Most people
Post
will
it.
never do what you do.
posted.
I recently got a hate comment. I get plenty hate comments.
I
Me and
feel-
Kendall in charge of hate comment.
one guy-
We in charge of
I
hate
ain't feel like-
comment.
I ain't feel like I ain't charge of
One guy
hate
tell me
He just getting back to
We,
it.
I ain't feel like I ain't
What the
charge.
guy tell you?
a week ago, my wife came in and she's like, I just want to kill them. I was like, kill who? She's
she
like,
watched
look
it.
at look
She
at
reading
it.
it?
She's seeing
She's seen it,
But
right?
you not reading it.
I don't read comments.
Yeah.
I don't listen.
I
The
just
man
laugh
was
at
like,
it. I just read.
hate the
I
comment.
might reply.
Hear the comment. He's like, you're making all this money. Why you don't take it and go and fix the acne on your face? All right? And I was just like, but this is a brilliant idea. I didn't think of this
Yeah,
before.
because that wasn't you.
You
You
know?
not studying that.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
but the thing about it is like the king of the king comment I got a week ago. I started to do a free training, like free. Like you could take this video and start a business, right?
Right.
It's a whole hour training,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
A guy it is the most positive hate comment I ever hear. Hear him, boy. Every week is a free thing with you, boy. Oh, what? I giving it away free. And I even
People realize-
But you know, if you tell them pay for it, he might say, but who you feel you
Yeah,
with?
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
so you can't,
That's
please them.
expensive.
Yeah, you can't please people,
You
man.
You
get
can't
to
please
realize
them.
that you can't really, you can't please people.
You can't please them.
And that is one thing that people fear about the camera. Eh?
Yeah.
They fear
Yeah.
like that, right? But really and truly, like to me, you had to. Yeah, to me, you had to X out the noise, boy.
XO the
Yeah, the
noise.
XO that noise.
Yeah, the X, like, you had to use it as fuel. Like, I say it a lot in my videos. You had to use them as fuel, torture them with success. It might sound bad when you
Yeah.
hear you torture them with success, but these is things what you need to do for yourself to boost yourself. You're not gonna wake up every day the same, but you have to
Yeah,
find
yeah.
ways to boost yourself now.
Yeah.
Every single
So when
day.
I wake up and I see bad comments, see this and see that, okay, time to go harder.
Yeah. Time
yeah,
to
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah, that it is.
But you see, like, everybody, you see, for the persons who contemplating with the content and thing, you have to remember that everybody is not like-minded, right?
Yeah.
And that is what does make things kind of interesting too. Because it's like what we was just saying, you might go left and some people will find it should go right. And they might go right to please them said people.
And
And
then
put,
back and
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. So
yeah.
you really have to go on your own path and, follow your heart and do what it is you want to do now, because people will critique it. For me, like the whole camera thing, like I will literally take a picture of myself, and if I watch it too long, I wouldn't post it.
Yeah.
Much yes for a video
That's
or you understand,
Yeah,
like a
correct,
short
yeah.
style content or a video,
Like that time I do
even
million
more
video.
scrutiny. So you
Before
really
you
just have
post.
to just
Nah,
go with God, yes.
I just once I finish, post that.
No,
edit
but
it
I read that way though. But I just still watch back. All right, boy, edit, cut out
Yeah.
sometime.
Yeah. I think with regards to the beginning of the question you asked, when you watch before years ago, it was radio, it was TV. Now the attention is the phone,
Definitely.
right? And I realize if you watch a lot of corporate companies now, they realize, like radio and TV actually had the sales rep used to go into companies, and companies would have like they on retainer and stuff like that. Oh, what TV ads we doing? Now companies realizing, hey, what? We ain't going and do an in-house division. Like we just hire these people come in and they realize they have to do social media content. So
Have to.
you as a business, if I want to sell this couch, it have to be a video. And I remember one of my mentors away, he was saying, he was like, think of content creation like this. You remember back in the 90s, when you turn on the TV, infomercials, you know, they introduce the problem, they show you how the product works, and buy now. And so content creation now is short infomercials that you're doing for your business. And you don't need to, back then it was, look, before drones, you had to hire a helicopter with a cameraman on it.
Yeah.
Now we just go on Amazon, order a drone, that's it.
Yeah.
Now it's just, I remember, you had to have the best quality cameras. Now,
You can just use your phone.
Your phone
Yes,
doing
your
it.
I realize low quality video, like we was talking when you come out on out on the road walking or whatever, those perform way better than me in studio and lighting.
It
And
is,
Yeah,
because you're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
People like the natural
natural
thing,
element.
the raw element.
Yeah.
now.
And people fast.
Yeah, you know you're
They want to see what
People
going
wanna
on.
see
Don't
action
know what you doing.
behind them.
It just kind of bring out the naysayers too, because more bad things to say. Well, he audio, but he can't
Yeah,
buy the phone or he can't this. So they might
man.
comment it,
Yeah.
but they definitely will share it to somebody and say, watch out, stupid this song in this video.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
really,
yeah.
You
So the
know?
only reason why I don't use, like, I'm glad you mentioned that. I was telling somebody, I like how the song, like, you use a mic, ain't?
Yeah, it's about mic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how the song now, boy. The song so pure with a big mic on here, but I will never use a mic because my stuff is on the go.
On the go, yeah. You
By
don't
the
time to
by
mic
the-
up.
no,
It will
not only that,
change
by
the
the time you see a
experience.
mic on me, you know it's set up.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
Like how a man
yeah.
will stop me on the highway. If you see a mic on me on the highway, you don't know he
Yeah.
planned that.
Yeah,
It's set.
yeah.
So that's why I say, boy, I don't want a mic, but I really like the song ahead.
The song, yeah,
Unless the
quality
mic
is
can
being-
hide, I don't mind. But I don't want to be seen a mic here while I do that
No,
video.
but
They
what
could
working
hide
for
it
you,
now.
working for you right now, right?
Yeah. No, but I don't mind playing the mic if I could hide it away and I just seen it.
Yeah, you can hide it.
Yeah, I like that.
That's one thing I told one business that time. I was like, don't suit and tie the content too much.
Exactly.
Yeah,
People don't
yeah.
like that.
So I told them, I say, here, what? Instead of gimbal and this and whatever,
much
I say,
fancy
here, what?
thing.
Just
come
Phone,
through.
yeah.
Come through. This is the studio. We have a light. We have these mics stand or
Yeah,
whatever,
but
so you
watch-
could come through.
And you wouldn't believe people
That just go
like
viral
that.
more.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Come through, watch this nice chair. It green and different from this chair.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you want some pictures in like when you do that,
Yeah.
as opposed to saying, well, we have a professional set.
Yeah.
Next.
With-
You're
Next,
being real
next,
authentic. It's like
next,
you're talking to your partner.
With Rode
man skip one time. I
Rode
skip
microphones
one
and
time.
the
Yeah,
TriCaster 3000 with C-stand.
Nah,
all of
people,
that.
you'll get skip.
Yeah,
Definitely,
you'll get skip.
definitely.
People just want people want the real.
People
raw.
want the raw.
Yeah.
And that is the next thing why I was telling people, like, don't try to get nobody to do no ad for you. When, like,
Yeah,
when
do
you,
it for yourself. If you have business owner, yeah.
Yeah, because that doing ad for you, we don't know it fake.
Yeah.
You bring
Yeah.
a soca artist to do an ad.
Yeah.
You know?
And
we
I
don't know.
think with small businesses and all too, you get the kind of hands-on feel now, boy. Because, like, all right, you might go to some, I ain't gonna call no names, but you go to, like, a big corporate, and it's like you definitely don't know who you're dealing with, number one.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you could form a, if a man say, boy, you selling something that I like, you know, I like how you just dress, so I like how, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
get a feel for the person that you're actually buying from now, but
Correct.
it might
You
be like a,
connect
You
with the
connect.
business
yeah,
owner.
yeah,
Direct,
that's what I'm saying.
direct, yeah.
So
Yeah.
while it may not be unto you, but boy, you might appeal to him a certain way, the way how you talk, you walk, you dress, and the other side of the spectrum, some people may not like it, you know, but you ain't catering to
no,
them.
that
You know what I
people,
mean?
of course.
Yeah,
they
you
can't
have
like
your market, you have your target
Yeah,
market.
yeah, niche, right? So you do accordingly.
Everybody can like it.
Definitely.
Like just part of it. Yeah.
So, entrepreneurship can be challenging, especially in the early stages. What were some of the biggest hurdles you faced when starting your business, and how did you overcome them? We go to you first, Ishmael.
Good. The biggest, when you've figured out what it is you want to do in business,
Yeah.
the hardest thing even up to this day is scaling that business. Understanding that, okay, I make $1,000 this week, right? How we could make that 5 next week, or 10 a month, 20 a month, right? That for me is the biggest thing. I mean, all of us, we faced with. And I think one of the ways I realized I overcame it was, if I have all of these ideas that potentially could grow the business, you have to test each one, right? So whether it's a different ad creative, whether it's a different product, you have to test it out. And here's the thing, yeah? And Gio agreed with me because his content is really, I remember he made a video of this. You had to love the failure. Because failure,
And I think I done one of
Yeah.
those
yeah,
things.
because failure is like knowing what not to do.
After,
Yeah. Because if you don't fail, you know, okay, all right. When I test this obstacle, I realize, okay, it kind of worked or it didn't work. You kind of analyze the data and then you keep going forward. So I would say really scaling.
Scale, yeah.
And that's how I overcame it. I just, here's what. You write down all the 5 ideas you have, test each one, see what did well, what video did well, what ad run well, paid ads, whatever it may be. And it's just a rinse and repeat that and go along.
So, can we repeat the question again?
Entrepreneurship can be challenging, especially in the early stages. What were your biggest hurdles you faced when starting your business, and how did you overcome them?
So the biggest hurdles, I would say, dealing with customers, especially when they get a bad product. Because in the earlies, nobody do trust you, nobody really know what's going on with you. To give a customer a bad product it was faulty, whatever. It's not your. But you got to take responsibility for it. But you know, things just happen, and for them to go and bash you in the media way is the hardest thing for when you now start. If you're big like Nike and them, they could send out a letter.
Don't matter.
Right?
A little hamper or something, a little gift card or
everything,
something.
everybody forgive him. But you, and it happened to me already, and it was the hardest thing in my business so far. In the early pandemic, I was doing a big sale, slippers. I was going to release a new one, so I said, you know what? I won't get one free. Let me get rid of this. Well, and a partner of mine, you hear what I say, right? A partner. Always somebody who you know.
Definitely.
It's so sad. He was like, he do all kind of things with his slippers. Power wash, do all kind of things. I see him in a million videos. Do all kind of things with his slippers. Then to go to Baig in a restaurant with it busts. He looked upon my slipper after he was on going viral for some other stuff. You know, so everybody was waiting for anything he do, he was going viral because he was, you know?
Yeah, it was having any moment.
So he looked upon my slippers while my sale going on in a video. Gio, what you going on with my slipper here?
Who's this?
It went on MYOB. It went on.
Goodness.
Yo, that was the hardest time of my life
Goodness.
in the business. I didn't even know how to. But
How to
again,
come back from
but I watched so much YouTube videos. Adversity is a must. I know I can
Definitely.
handle it now, boy.
Yeah.
That's why there's always preach at adversities. I must bring it on. I know how to handle it. So when you do that now, I just do a video the next morning, explain to customers this is not a steel tip.
Yeah.
This is not a steel tip. Don't
yeah.
expect to do.
It's about life. It's about
Yeah.
life.
And you might think some people wouldn't know that. They would think
I
that
know
people would
they know.
that.
And that was crushing her. But I didn't make it bring me down. I just keep going, keep posting. People started saying, okay, I think, oh, that right, buy one, get one free, that cheap.
Yeah.
It was the worst set of comments I could get.
Yeah, way.
But I overcome it by not giving up. Consistency.
Yeah.
So I would say consistency is the main thing in overcoming any issues that you might have.
And just to touch on you see, with all of us, right, is a hard place when we get a negative comment because we had to dissect it and see, all right, is this person playing stupid?
You don't have any legitimacy.
Right? Or, all right, if like in his situation with his slipper, he might probably start to doubt is really the quality. I had to check this. You start to doubt yourself.
It's a real thing.
But then you had to center yourself back and say, listen, let me analyze the situation. This is what it was, and this is how the outcome it is. So, like, yes, sometimes you had to watch negative comments to see if it's like something where we had to improve.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, all right, over time you get used to it. You realize, oh, they're just on plain stripping.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And maybe in the earlys, the quality maybe had a part to play. They remember you're growing all the time.
Yeah, so you're learning.
You're learning,
Yeah,
so you wouldn't
yeah.
get everything perfect. So maybe somebody supposed had faults, and
You know, now
home
you
like
can go
fix
with
it.
a next supplier now.
Yeah, as you say, failure.
Yeah.
You'll fix the problem now, boy. So
Yeah.
you live and you learn.
I think in the early part of it, you have to pay attention to everything.
What?
A lot of scrutiny.
Deep
And,
scrutiny.
and for me, like, you say, like, you had the issue with your scaling or whatever. Like, when I into something, I like a nerd.
Yeah.
Like, you see the signs?
You're watching
yeah.
everything.
I will be up 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
Research,
that's
research.
me.
No, like me too.
Yeah, I just can't sleep.
Nah.
Yeah.
sleep.
It's like
I
I have
want to know
a,
everything
you
about
it's like I have a
yeah.
baby
No,
now,
that
now,
you
boy.
feel, that you
feel.
You understand? It's like I have a baby now, and I want to take care of the baby now, boy. So, but the only issues I had, because for me, like, as soon as I put something out there and I realize, hey, I feel like catch them here, boy.
Yeah.
You understand? Magnify one time. I'm looking for ways to expand on this same.
Right, yeah.
As soon as I realize I get positive feedback from this, I realize this is what making it. I expand on that one time. I put out all these stop signs. You
Right, yeah,
understand?
yeah.
But for me, it does definitely, you see, time management. Wow, time management is
Different-
really difficult.
that problem.
And I think, like, you could probably relate due to the amount of stuff that you're doing now, boy, because of a lot of stuff going
time
on.
is.
Yeah. So it was basically balancing.
That is why you need,
family
like how you
life,
said that,
work,
Yeah.
everything.
time management. That is why you need
I
your space to be real free now, but because you don't want to start hiccups. You remember, time is money. Is
Yeah.
always on the go, crunch time. So I can't. If I don't want to be answering no calls if it's not making sense. Nah, no.
if you're not making your money,
Listen.
I might have a lot of, in my WhatsApp. It have plenty unread because it's unnecessary talk.
yeah.
And I can't handle that.
Listen, Just me, boy. I didn't know that so much.
I know
right now.
you-
It's
yeah.
unnecessary. It's Instagram.
No, it's all the media.
All the media, and it's like, oh,
I think, oh,
it ain't cool.
I get so much of questions, and I like. All right, I tell everybody here what voice note me. Because
When I saw a voice note,
no,
I didn't
here's
explain that.
no.
I don't explain
For
voice
me-
note.
them long
for
voice,
me-
no, do them that.
for me, a voice note better because here's
But I
why.
realize, yeah, you like the voice.
You
note. I
can
realize that.
multitask.
Yeah.
When somebody call me, hey, I want to talk to you, boy.
Oh, God.
Let me talk to you now. I
Yeah.
want to find out some things about Panama. Is a whole
Long
15,
conversation,
20
yeah.
minutes.
Wasting time, but yeah.
Right? To
And
just
it-
ask me in the end, how I booking the ticket to go on Cooper, boy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But in a voice note, psychologically, when they do a voice note, they technically get to the point right away.
Yeah.
Right? And with voice notes, I tend to.
I like that. It's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
It's true.
If
Yeah,
I tell you a voice
yeah.
And
note,
that way
you
when I
get to
see
the
voice
point.
note, I don't listen.
Right?
Yeah.
So that don't want to come in.
So when I drive in or whatever,
it's true.
once I vet and hear what it
Yeah.
is you want, I either direct it to my assistant because I recently hired my assistant. Shout out to Victoria, she's really really good, and I give her the sales script answer and whatever the case may be, and she handles all of my calls and inquiries or whatever. And I just, because for me, I can't handle a phone call 15, 20 minutes of, you know? Yeah, nah, that's too
sure.
much.
Yeah.
And you will find yourself having to see the same things over and over.
But I think you talk about that in the video. I don't know if it's your post today about making time now. Where you have to expand. Is that is today, sir?
yeah.
Right?
Delegation, yeah.
Delega-
yeah.
And
Delegation,
that's an important thing, man. You need, and that way, that the only way you can really grow.
That's the only way it could grow.
Yeah, yeah,
You,
yeah.
There's only
you
so
can't,
much you
you
can
can't
do.
do everything.
Yeah, it's only so much
But
I
in the
need to do.
earlies, you have to do everything to build the brand or build the
Yeah,
business.
'cause when I started, I was doing like 30 to 40 calls a day. And I realized I had no time to even grow my own personal brand, do a video, whatever. And I
Right.
realized I had to fire myself from doing calls. And that's
to
another
make
thing, yeah.
time.
As a business owner, you would think, hey, wait, boy, I had to pay this person a salary, but I could do it. But then I
Nobody
can't,
better
I
do
Yeah,
can't.
but then you have no time.
You had no time, so you had to
no
pay.
time.
You had to pay
Better
your
you
own
pay.
self.
You had to
You had to
pay,
buy
yeah.
time. You had to basically
Pay,
buy
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
the
what,
pay-
that's what delegation is about.
Pay
Yeah.
market and get more customers. But when you pay somebody, as you say, more time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You had to
well,
buy-
there's only so much you could do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There's only so much you
There's
could
only
do.
so much.
It's similar like with the car wash. A man might say, boy, I'm not going to have no 4 to 5 bays because that means you have to get two person on a bay. So that is about 10 people that they be paying every day. But when you think about it, that's going to bring more customers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a man realize when he come back car wash, he don't have to wait long. You see
Yeah,
the
yeah.
waiting long?
That is my show.
That is the killer in a car wash.
But you could imagine if you delivering goods,
Wash a
working in the car wash.
Impossible.
Yeah, you're gonna get burned out
You're
and then
burnt
you
out.
can't grow. Something will end up suffering.
Right.
Whether it be your inventory, reordering,
Something
that will
suffering.
suffer, or the quality that you had to give for the car wash. So that's where you have
With
to
the
delegate.
rental, it's easier because, all right, somebody want a car, make sure it go and clean, deliver it to them. I ain't seeing you next week or whenever. And then back on the road.
Yeah.
But with
yeah.
the car wash or whatever, according to what business saying, you can't be everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The rental easy, that I can move over the toilet
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And then what something that I like to do, but I realize you're doing the same,
What?
right? You're removing the middleman.
Right.
Because
right.
you would have had to either
All
wash
we
the car
do-
yourself or carry it by a car wash. But now with your fleet, you carry it right by you.
You by me, all
Right.
of you,
Yeah, yeah.
all the customers return by me.
That's a
and they
key
pay right by
thing.
me.
That's a key thing that he's doing well is ecosystem.
Yeah.
You see, making sure that whatever you're doing and you're scaling, it must complement each other.
You must complement each other.
So he might be on the road, organize a car come back,
it
s-
straight
send
to
it
the car wash.
straight
But
to
I
watch.
feel like part of that does kind of happen naturally, you know. Because
Yeah.
for me, even with the same renters and everything, I
Yeah.
started to realize, wait now. It started off really small, right? Because I had this guy who used to do all the interior cleaning for my thing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a steam cleaner, I didn't have a.
Yeah.
I was like, but wait now.
Just buy one.
I can just buy that on Amazon, and that's what I'm saying. And then I started doing it, and I was like, wait nah, I had too much vehicles now.
Yeah,
I could
do it,
hire a man to do that.
You do and pay.
And then so it's something that is kind of happening naturally, kind of way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But
But yeah,
because you gotta
it-
realize that it's you in what you're doing, and you cover it up.
It has happened naturally when you have that type of what's the word I'm looking for? You had that mindset of, you had to be a thinker, a strategic thinker, I would say. You had to be able to see the opportunity in anything that you're doing.
And then you have to be wanting growth.
Yeah.
For real. If you really want you don't want that growth, you'll really stay small for 10 years straight.
They will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you, for yourself, and say, boy, something will happen here,
Yeah.
you will stay small for the rest of your life.
And then you have to remember too, things change, times change. I mean, for instance, okay, simple as with taxis, right? Right now in the States, it are automated taxis.
Yeah.
Right?
No driver, no
I
driver,
went to
yeah.
one of that
You
already.
know-
in Vegas.
you know
No
what?
driver. Yeah.
Yes, I see it.
Right? No driver. So
That dread.
pretty
Cameras
soon,
all over the car.
right? So pretty
Sensor.
soon, it would reach that stage like that in almost every country. We wouldn't get there now,
Nah.
but we would reach there eventually. And then what going to happen to the taxi drivers? You understand? That going to cause disruption of income earning
Yeah,
for
correct.
individuals. And a lot of people may not see that, and they might say, they trying that's not going to happen here. You understand? But it would reach
Possible.
Everything that's
eventually.
calm, everything
It would
that's
reach
calm.
eventually.
Anything 5 years ago, we thought we would come here.
The vehicles,
And it happened.
the vehicles would have been would be expensive presently, but as things going, as technology advances and changes, it would reach a stage where the
And then
the cost is
competition.
nothing.
Then competition, because I'm glad I like you always say that, because I remember long time a flat screen was a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
flat
very
screen
common.
That
is
is
the
nothing.
cheapest thing.
Nothing, nothing.
It has so much a brand. It's cheap.
But look at how cashless the place is now too. Cause
Yeah.
like, all right, Canada's travel plenty.
Yeah.
I sure I realize now that it have more places to cashless than an actual cashier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
You were going to a store and you realize you
yeah.
had to go to a certain person to pay with cash. Everywhere else is cashless now, but you will have more cashless stations to pay than facilitating actual cash now, boy.
I even in when I just came back from Panama a couple months ago. When in Panama airport, when you go in to check in your luggage, the check-in process, when you weigh everything, if you had an overweight or do everything is the screen, they scan your passport, and it was like, oh, if there's additional luggage, you pay here one time, swipe a card. It's like no, nothing at all. If you have
Yeah.
like any errors, well then they'll transfer it to actual cash person. But other than that, is
Yeah,
card.
yeah.
Actually, as you touch on that, there's Panama and I think a couple other airports. There's an ATM that is give you a temporary debit card. So you put in your cash, you get the card, it's a prepaid card,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you're running that for all the cashless. That
real
doesn't
good.
tell you
Yeah,
how,
yeah,
how
yeah.
That real
they
bad.
want it to go
man.
cashless.
Everybody just, as soon as they think, that's thing.
And safety.
Pay with their
Yeah,
phone.
you can pay
Everything
your
you
phone,
put your
everything, yeah.
understand?
But I was
So-
safety too, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like with the car wash, it might be a little hard, but I'm going to be strictly cashless.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see somebody comment and say, so poor people can wash the car, you know. And I was like, if you have a car, you're supposed to have a card.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You have a whole car and not a bank card? Nah.
Yeah,
You're supposed to have a bank
Poor
card.
people, yes.
I feel like more times it doesn't have cash on you.
I tell you, well, yeah, now people
Yeah,
are
yeah, you
having
must have a card on
yeah,
it. You must have a
definitely.
card on it. You must
So
have a
now I
card
just
on
want to implement something different again, safety, because for the car wash, we going late. After 10, you can still get a car wash. Trinidad, these things I seen Trinidad not doing. First of all,
We close up everywhere very early.
everywhere.
Everywhere
That's-
very early.
Yo, that's sickening.
You finish work 4 o'clock, you can't get nothing done.
That's sickening. Saturdays,
true.
where they come out with this trend, Saturdays, after 2, everywhere closed. So my tire can't burst after 2. A tire shop closed, my car got battery. Nah, that's wrong. We are the
Abroad,
change that
even
way.
small businesses running late.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Real late.
So it's plenty
Who are
foreigners when they, plenty
2 o'clock
foreigners.
in the morning on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
plenty foreigners when they come back and like I meet them, they say, wait, I can't take this, boy. You're too slow.
Slow.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah, yeah.
Slow.
I can't get certain things a certain hour. That
Yeah,
bad.
very slow.
That bad.
That's so true.
I'm telling you, and that was making we stay backward, like stay third world, because nobody want to take the risk to advance the place by doing, all right, everybody closing 6, I close in 9. Come by me.
Yeah, well, it definitely easy to start a business in Trinidad first to begin with, especially one at the scale that you're talking about.
Yeah, nice.
You
Yeah,
know,
take the risk. Yeah, take
Yeah,
the
you
risk.
gotta take it.
many people have great business ideas but are hesitant to start due to fear of failure. What advice would you give to someone who's afraid to take that first step?
So as we were saying earlier, you gotta embrace the failure because it's knowing what
Embrace
not to
it.
do. But I feel I will answer this question with more of a strategy that people could actually implement. So one of the things I actually teach in my business program, which I teach businesses actually how to, if you're existing, how to branch off into starting to wholesale, and or if you just want to start, if you have a job and you want to start, just go strictly wholesale because you get better quality
Yeah.
of customers, etc. Now, one of the things is like one of the biggest questions people always ask me is like, what do I sell? How do I know what to sell? And 90% of my students and businesses who come to me, they show me their profitable product. I don't give it to them. And what I just go through a series of questions. So tell me, you're teaching, one guy, he was an engineer and he realized, and they start a talk and they themselves discover, oh, well, I see this engineer instrument and this is what is need to do to solve this problem, etc. And I help them basically go further and research it. Now, one of the things they could do generally, it doesn't matter whether it's this mic, cup, or whatever, right? You could actually do a Facebook page. You don't have to register no business or anything as yet. We're trying to prove concept here, right? Take a Facebook page and try to gauge how much you think what it is you want to sell, how much it might go for, and create like an initial offer behind
Yeah, I
it.
think I saw your video of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just run that as an ad. You might spend 300, 400 TT on Facebook ads. Run that as an ad and see the inquiries
feedback,
you get, right?
And that's market research.
Right? And that's market research. Now, once you see, okay, you know what? 5 people don't message me and tell me they want one. Confirm sales. Well, then you know already that's what you need to do. And that's for any business who, I don't know if this might sell, you're testing new products. And that's something to basically validate and tweak certain things, right? Because I tell business owners, I say, listen, you had to, take out the fear and just watch everything. It's a numbers game. Like when business owners go on Shark Tank, right? Best idea, best pitch, everything was the first thing that is asked was your sales. Because sales is the validation to know that people want your stuff.
Yeah.
You can't go, unfortunately, sometimes you can't go based on, well, I really like this, and I like, sometimes
Sales.
your passion mightn't be profitable. And you had to develop that own personal skill to make that money, to then develop that passion into something. So that's something I tell everybody. Listen, just set up and do everything like you're selling it. Because here's the bad thing. If you don't do that and you just sit down in your car watching, hey, this man plays pack, he's selling a real thing. This is making money. And you go to Alibaba,
Rush
you
on
order
that.
it down, you bring it, you have 200 pieces, you're trying to do everything in the market and it ain't selling. Right? So now you in the whole $3,000-$4,000 with goods sit down there when you could have just spent $300 to $400, do your market research, test it out like you're actually selling it, and that's the validation right there. So that's how I would say if you're looking to start something, take out the fear and try to take out the fear and emotion and approach it from a real scientific and analytic way to really validate what it is you want to do. Friends and family might tell you, you think you need a random person to really say, hey,
And most of the time, the men buying it.
most of the times they ain't
The
buying
one
it.
free.
Yeah.
It's more so you're saying, just kind of dip your toe instead of just jump in the water. Nah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But everybody have a different kind of motivation, you know what I mean? And some people are different. For me, sometimes I just find myself like, I real fancy. So if I'm looking at something, I would do all the logistics immediately. I would know what it costs me. Everything. I would have a target market, all kind of thing. Understand? So for me, it's just to make that sacrifice and pull the plug and, just do it now.
Execute.
Yeah, just do it now.
I believe that too.
Yeah, I that
Failure.
person that I would just do it and I'll be like, well, you're here now, so you have to
You
make it
figure
out.
it out.
You have
Yeah.
to make it out.
Yeah,
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 you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
make it out now, boy.
One of the things I do when I have little ideas, the first thing, because sometimes you can get blindsided and be a little too positive with it. The first question I ask myself is, what could go wrong with this? So if I have an idea now, what could go wrong with this? Let me iron that out first.
Yeah, definitely. Attack
Yeah.
contingency,
And-
immediate
and once you
contingencies
see, all right,
immediately.
These are the problems that might come up first. This is how I would solve it, and then you scale out
Well,
from there.
I the opposite.
No, but you see, I
like
just put
the
certain
risk taking,
contingencies,
yeah.
you know. Obviously, the right away red flags, you know. But
Yeah.
then some of them you doesn't know until they
Some
start.
might
Yeah,
be in the back.
yeah,
Some
yeah.
of them you doesn't know until they start.
I like taking the risk and then thinking the positive. All right, but yes, it could happen. We could change the game. We could do different things. You know, I like. Again, people mightn't. Everybody who can do others do it, but I like the feeling. All right, we had to make it happen. Something had to go. You know, on the go now, on the bottom.
And it's drive.
It's get that drive
Yeah.
You're
now, boy.
always taking a calculated risk, you know. But what if you say, well, all right, I have an idea if A happen, if B happen, if C happen. What you go do when D happen? So it had to be. You had to have that mind
No
to
plan B.
figure it
No
out.
plan B.
For me, what I say work for me in most cases is that most of the times businesses that I do,
Yeah.
I just buy the equipment. I'm not saying that I just start like that. Some of the businesses that I do, right, I just buy the equipment. So for instance,
Yeah,
the
that's what I just
the
do.
medical.
Feel it out.
No, not feel it
Oh,
out.
you mean
the
you just use
medical. I done buy the equipment already.
Oh.
You know where you're going as
I
yet,
done
but
invest in my money in it already. So
Yeah, right.
even
Gotta
with-
get back.
Even with the
Hey.
media, I done invest in
Yeah, all this.
Yeah, that
all
make it
this,
work.
cameras, everything.
Yeah.
We had to make it work.
We had to
You
make it
understand?
work. So yeah,
Fix-
it's fine our way.
Grant Cardone used to say something very good, right? Commit first and figure the rest out
Find
after.
a way.
Right?
Jump off the cliff and then build a parachute before you reach down.
Actually-
So that's one of the things I go by right now.
Some
And
people
that's why,
might
hey, that's why I'm
understand
saying
what you're
business
saying
is not for everybody.
Yeah,
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 it's not for
everybody.
everybody,
That is a
you know, because
scary
some
thing,
people
though.
will freeze up and,
Most people got, most people would.
Jeff Bezos said that. He said you just need to have 70% of your idea and everything, and go with that.
Yeah.
You don't need to perfect everything as you go along.
And it's not even such an idea because here why. When I call my dad on the phone and tell him, this is like, I remember this like yesterday, it's 5 years ago, but yo, I'm not working for nobody again. I really didn't know what I was going to do. I had no idea. I used to rent the cars once in a while. The TIDA rented it. You know, you're afraid certain people you'll give it. But I had no idea what I was going to do. And from that phone call to now, I never ever work for anybody again.
First night I ran that car, I couldn't sleep. You know?
Yeah, can't sleep.
I watched the GPS whole night. And now,
Now you know you watching that. I
I didn't even care. Yeah, that's what I'm
No, I
saying.
didn't even watch your GPS unless the gear
Unless it's something,
car.
unless it's something serious.
You
you know what I
can't-
mean?
But I
Like,
mean,
okay.
it had things you could put in place to put your mind at ease.
Ease.
which is what
Definitely.
you
This is
learn.
the GPS
So the
is one.
GPS, you have your insurance, that type of thing.
Yeah,
so
you're
it
correct,
had
you're
things you
correct.
could do
To ease up your mind.
to ease up your mind, right?
And it's just like what Kendall say. You just pay yourself there because
Yeah,
like
you don't
I
have
say
it.
all right, 1 car, 2 car, 3
Three
car,
car,
4
yeah.
car, 5 car, 6 car.
Yeah.
I started watch certain things. I say, you know what? I started looking to other work. I started watch the maintenance thing. I say, why fleck that. I buy 2 car, fleck that.
Yeah.
I buy some blower, fleck that. I buy you understand
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
I say,
correct.
why
You switch it
it
around.
might not be enough to do like a real large scale work now.
Yeah, but
Right,
that's
diversify. It's building like diversify.
Yeah. And guess what? I still get a little 2-3
And when you realize,
so,
like, so you do rental too, right?
yeah.
So when you realize your rental on autopilot, you must know, you sure that you're getting the calls every day.
I good fit.
Right? Then you realize now,
I good fit.
let me try some of this.
Yeah,
You know, let me
yeah.
challenge myself in
Because
the
you
next.
can invest that
I
money
invest
somewhere
in the
else.
next
Yeah.
field now.
Yeah, I done
But
realize.
everything is always start off slow, eh?
Everything.
Yeah. But it is.
Because that will make me do the car wash. Other than Trinidad services, car wash is very poor. I must say it's very poor. I wouldn't call no names, but it's a certain car wash I go by, and it was the most uncomfortable wait.
Yeah.
That is what I trying to change.
Yeah.
The weight of when you had to wait for your car, even while it's washing, not just waiting for your turn, while you're washing, you know, you're uncomfortable, you're on them
Mosquito bite, yeah.
plastic white chair, you don't know if you're going to fall, if you break, you know, you trip.
Yeah.
These is things I experienced. Hot sun, I don't walk, go and get a snow cone. it was very uncomfortable to the point now. This had to stop.
Yeah.
Let me up the game with them people. Let me show them people how to run a car wash.
I have a quick car rental story. I rented this car, right? And
They don't start bad, okay? Never call me.
right?
They don't start bad,
I'm sorry. I'll call
Yeah.
you.
So you
Give me in far.
You ain't call me now.
He had two opportunities to do the right thing.
I
get
didn't
back
even
here.
get customer $4,000 this time.
I'm not even going to allow Kendall to be modest here because you could rent a car from Kendall. I'm not even going to let pass because you can still get rented by Kendall.
So he had three opportunities.
Yeah,
to do
you
the
had
right
three
thing.
opportunities. You had three men here who doing everything. They had
You
nothing.
know what? I feel there's a
Bad
video.
service, bad service.
Mark this down. There's a follow-up video. You can
We
see
can
me.
watch, we can clip this.
Yeah.
And all I will
Yeah.
do
Clip
is
this, and you can see me renting a car from each, right? Nice
Yeah.
content right there.
You had to do that.
Anyway, rent the car, went by a particular car wash. So I had my keys, house keys, right? So, clean the car and everything. Drop back the car for the guy, right? No problems at all. I travel home, pocket, I ain't seen my key, right? Call the fella. Hey, I leave my key in the car, boy. He said, nah, boy, I check for you, right? It's not there. I had to call somebody to come and pick me up, to go back to that car wash. See my key in the bin, dog.
Wait.
Right?
Yeah.
And I say, for real, John? I can't do that one again.
Yeah.
I had somebody car keys for a month. House keys for a month the other day. I
Yeah.
was like, but how you reaching inside? But people just forget things.
People do
I have
lost.
a big storage thing there. They just forget
Full of
something.
people, yeah.
I wouldn't throw it that way. You know,
Yeah.
if it's rubbish, well, oh God. But you know,
Or you
if
leave
I
it in
realize-
case they call you.
yeah, leave it. That's all kind of perfume.
There's somebody, a whole album full of pictures
Yeah.
for the longest while.
People leave their work bag, their shoes, all
Nice
kind of
shoe.
things. So, you
Yeah,
know,
people leave all
I
kind of
wouldn't
things.
throw away a man thing just so. You know,
And
but
that's
that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you know why that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, shucks. Hey, don't worry.
Can you share a moment when you realized that your business was truly starting to take off? And what did that moment mean for you personally and professionally?
So yeah, that one moment I would say, honestly, I don't know when it really come up, but it had this one moment when I say, yeah, but this is it. I think I was selling. I remember the day like yesterday. I was driving my Corolla, then on a bus, but I was selling that guy in St. Anne's, right? Close
Actually, you're driving.
Not the Axel, the 141 Corolla. And the guy started record one time. I was like, on the car. Yeah. He's like, wait, this boy he faster than TT Post, right?
Yeah.
And the video went viral. Like viral. Like the first viral video I feel I had where everybody was commenting, who's this guy? Where we selling it? We selling the truck?
Yeah.
And from that, the comments and the likes, and then people
That
started
motivate you.
Yeah, people started buy, people started order. That is when I realized, yo, no holding back. Videos.
Yeah.
Videos like that. Of course, you go out and do anything, you go fall short. All your videos won't be the best.
Yeah.
But you keep
You're
going.
putting content out there still.
You're putting it out there because you get a moment, you build a momentum off
Momentum.
another way.
Yeah.
So that was one of my moments where go.
I think for me, when I started my whole business trainings and workshops and stuff like that, it was really that validation that to know that what you're teaching will work for somebody. And
nice.
is these moments where, like, even this morning I woke up and for the new program I launched like 2 months now, the guy woke up and the message was like, hey, I do what you say. I run the ads with the product. I didn't order anything. And he's like, I have 5 customers who order 100 pieces each. Right? So he have 5.
What was that? Like? What? That's not.
Right?
Why can you not take out? What was that item?
Right?
I don't play it.
Right?
Fans.
And it was not only that moment, but I remember when I was doing workshops online on
Yeah.
Zoom with just 25 people.
Right.
Right? And afterwards, you get messages, people saying, hey, and that was paid workshops for like $300 I was charging.
Yeah.
And then people message us like, you know what you're saying? Work. I remember a nurse, she's like a single mom and kids or whatever. And I say, listen, just do exactly what I say. Just do that. Just I pick the product for you, do everything. Just you do it. You need to experience it. And she called me and she's like crying. She's just like, last week I didn't even have an extra 500. I find this money, buy this stuff, and I end up doing what you see on automation with the ads or whatever. And she's like, no, I have like $3,000 this week. So it's like those moments.
She'll never forget you.
No.
Yeah.
Ever.
Right?
And
And it's those moments where I tell everybody,
feel good about it.
it's just simple as, just keep it there. Like, and for me, like, I don't look at the goals and the money and all these sorts of things. I just like the journey. I just like going.
Yeah, the journey. Yeah.
Like, last week, Monday, was the biggest workshop I had online, which was like 400 people.
Yeah.
Right? And that didn't even affect me. My wife had to stop me and be like, hey, yo, there's 400 people. My partner was just, he sent my image. Yeah, he sent my image. He's like, this is what 400 people look like. This is what they watch you. You know? And,
Very nice.
it's something where it just amazing to see that the thing you create,
Help
and
others.
it helped.
Yeah.
It solve a problem
And
for
it,
somebody.
it
so-
start off as your baby and then it just changed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can send you some
I
products
could-
after, don't worry.
I can add to what y'all would have, for me,
Yeah.
I remember when I started this business, I had a Mazda 3,
Yeah.
right? And cleaning I was doing at that point in time. So I had all the equipment and stuff, right? And I didn't have a van. But I used to be so conscious of going to clients' location, like corporate, with the car and having to, I used to have the floor machine that is, so and do the carpet and
spin
thing.
it.
I used to put that used to be in the passenger side.
Right.
Right? So I put it in
right
the,
on.
yeah, he
Remember
remember, he used to be,
You see that?
yeah, used
to
to be
pack
with
up that
me
car
too,
after
man.
work used to be the
Well,
worst.
we used to put, but that used to be like a passenger lie down. We used to put the
Oh,
seat back,
shit,
body
back.
way back. And
All right, too long for the chunk.
too long for the car.
For the chunk too.
Yeah,
No,
it
it can't
ran
go
long.
through from the
Can't-
trunk. That used to have to go as a passenger on the
And lean
passenger
back.
side and lean back. We used to
It's
put the seat
long,
back,
you know.
Right.
and we would have put the mop buckets and them in the trunk,
Yeah.
mops and thing in the trunk, everything, and we go.
Alright,
Sometimes I used to, because I don't want, I know first impression come, so I never used to want a client to see how we pulling up. So I used to go super early
And take out everything.
take out everything one time. And then have everything waiting for when the
Yeah,
client
so-
come. And I used to, while we working, I hoping that they go before we have to leave.
pack back.
So I can
Yeah.
pack it back up
Yeah.
and leave. Because
Well,
I don't want you to feel it's a
It's
small
a
business.
small thing,
man.
even though you know it's small, but you want them to
Perception.
look. Yeah,
You gotta get them the look. And
for it.
from now, I mean, we still had the Mazda 3, yeah?
Yeah.
That's kind of
Really?
sentimental to me. Yeah, I still have that.
Special, yeah.
Staff just use it, right? And now the fleet
Yeah,
just
grow.
multiply.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Whereas I can decide what vehicle I want to drive
Yeah,
any
yeah.
day.
Yeah, any day.
So for me, that's change. That show me that things really change, but
No,
you see that growth, you
you're
see
correct.
that success.
Growth
you see.
is that very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice to see.
For me, I had a time I come home from work a Friday, but you know Friday is different with renters. Eh?
Yeah.
Phone ringing
Peace.
off the hook. Yeah. And I was real tired. I was so sleepy. And my phone was just ringing. And I started feeling frustrated and I was just coasting and somebody told me, "But you asked for that, boy?"
Yeah, you want that.
And then when it
Yeah,
hit
yeah,
me, I was like,
yeah,
"Wait,
yeah,
nah."
yeah. for that,
Don't
yeah.
complain.
Don't complain.
Yeah. And then I said, "Boy, but you're doing something." And then he started to look at which part it is and where it was and
Yeah, you gotta be grateful.
That
You gotta be
gave
grateful.
the boost.
to answer the calls and
Yeah.
I needed that.
Yeah.
So I didn't need that. Consistency seems to be key in both of your businesses, whether it's through daily updates or regular content sharing. How do you maintain that level of consistency and what tips can you offer others to stay motivated?
Content creation is one of the hardest things to do.
Is the
Hey, we could, I sure if a man call you now to tell you about, hey, I got a bus tire, what to do? You don't know what you had to do, right?
Yeah.
Content creation is
No
one.
rules.
content creation, they didn't have a criteria. They didn't have a standard. It's not in a book. It's not in a, we could read the baseline of things, but at the end of the day, there is no measure or criteria for it. And what I realize is when you're testing out your different pieces of content, you have to stick with something that is sustainable. It kind of come like dieting. You can't just
You can't look for the hardest
yeah,
diet.
you can't go straight to the hardest
You have to
diet.
do it where you
At
can
the end,
make.
at the end, it is like you have to do what's sustainable. So if you check your diet and you're like, all right, I snack too much, cut down any snacks.
Yeah.
So you had to know, okay, here's what. I had to have a planner saying, here's what. Every Monday, I'm going to film 5 to 10 videos. Or if you're doing it sustainable way, here's what. To me, Gio's content is so sustainable.
Yeah.
Because it's short, it's simple, right? You could see
There are people waiting every day.
there are people
where
waiting.
he is.
And I,
Examples.
off camera, I was telling them this where when I saw the base of the customers, inspecting the goods or whatever, I was like, okay, how is he gonna scale this? And that's when I saw like the jet ski or in a pool or somebody, you're going by the hotel and you're going by the man in the pool,
Yeah.
It was just like, it have these little ways where you understand the elements to your business. So now it's just like, all right, how do I put this in a sustainable way that doesn't require so many things? So like even when I look at my equipment and everything that I have, I had like fancy cameras and this and mic and all these sorts of things. And I realized I was traveling so much and content on the go. I realized, I buy an iPad mini to edit on CapCut. I got a small little gimbal and an iPhone. That was it. And that was so sustainable because now I just pull out quick.
Quick.
2
Record,
minutes.
then they edit.
That was it.
Yeah.
Go straight out. So I think it's really finding a sustainable way to do content and rinse and repeat it and push out. Yeah, like even for like the cleaning stuff.
Yeah.
Like a key thing with that is before and after. So
sure.
there's a guy on YouTube, TikTok I watch who does clean the pools. I don't know if you.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Hey, good. I love his pool
pool
videos.
and them,
He's just come through. Hey, there's the pool. It real
Simple,
dirty,
yeah.
right?
Boom.
Like, and he's
And
made
he's showing you the
Yeah.
dirt.
Yeah.
So really doing, I think, and the key thing to make it sustainable is the viewer. Think of it as use your business like a TV series. It's an episode, and you're taking the customer through the entire episode of what it is at the end result. Right? So what is like,
I think you talk about that again?
yeah.
I think you mentioned that one.
Yeah, so really saying here, well, you want to book a car with me? All right, here's what you have to do. You call, you think, this is the entire process, and you go through the entire process, and you take them. So the guy with the pool, same thing. Couches, wherever you're cleaning or whatever, you start off, this is real dirty. Because now the customer and the viewer, they're going to be like, how are you going to clean that, boy? How are you going to and fix that? So you're curious. So curiosity with content.
Yeah.
And you're taking the viewer and the customer through that entire process. They realize, I like how he do this. Oh, that's a good thing. Or he wear gloves. Or he do this. Or he do that.
Yeah.
All those things you realize. That's why people they don't like to show the equipment or they don't like to show this or whatever. Show everything.
Show it, yeah.
Show everything.
Show it. Yeah. People want to see.
People want to see.
The question was what again?
What tips can you offer to make others stay motivated?
That's the same question?
No,
The
yeah,
same question, but the second part of the question.
No, the first. What was the first
No,
one?
he
Oh, you
Consistency
asked-
seems to be key in both of your business, whether it's through daily updates or regular content sharing. How do you maintain that level of consistency, and what tips can you offer others to stay
Oh, that
motivated?
you second about the tips.
Yeah,
Right.
No, but
Right.
I think he get tips. He said.
Yeah.
I want some more.
I think aside from making it sustainable, it goes back to what you say, that time management. Because sometimes there are two scenarios when it comes to content. There's where you have like how Gio is always on the go. So he understands that I have to make on the go content. He had no time to script and do this or whatever. Nothing like.
But sometimes I see it's like 3-4 videos. Sometimes
Right?
that day he posts out.
Right?
By 8 sometimes, the most video I do in a day maybe like 10 and 10, 11.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes I miss, I couldn't post all because journey dinner.
Yeah.
Driving, everything, I had to stop,
Yeah.
eat, and do all them things at the same time. So sometimes I miss plenty videos.
Yeah. So once you analyze your business and you see your entire process, that's where you have to start to just see a sustainable way to document, right? And I think the key thing that makes this really, 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 really easy, that drives sales and people, they don't focus on this, is the customer experience.
Yeah.
Not customer service.
yeah. No, and that's
the,
what
the
Gio does
customer
with that.
experience, right?
Experience,
Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the experience is what will validate the price, it'll validate the value you give, it'll validate everything.
I'm glad you say that, you know why? And that is why it boils down to why I want to open a different kind of car wash.
Yeah.
Because
It's
let me be
experience,
real,
yeah.
right? All of us can open a car wash here. You could have a normal one, you could have a basic. Everybody could go by any one of us and get a clean car.
Yeah.
But here what you won't get, what you know say, the experience might be different in each car wash.
Yeah.
Because as I drive out from your car wash, rain could fall. And it's back to dirty.
Yeah.
Right? So what I really gain is, so especially, just imagine you go there, I get a clean car from here, but the service was real poor. And then I go by Kendall, the service real good, and I get same clean car. I know I'm not going back so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's really the experience while
Yeah,
you're there.
and is really too like, all right, if I could call you and be like, hey, I know you're close, and then or you're close to closing, I really need a car, boy.
And you're blank,
So
man.
is the case, right?
See the
And
blank?
then it could be a
Angry, man.
situation
Angry,
where
man.
you probably explain to me, say, hey, well, I do not do this. Don't ask me
I do
in
that for you,
future.
yeah.
Just this once, I gotta allow it. So even if once you explain your situation, I know
You
in my
might think,
mind,
like,
here what going on.
this man-
My boy pull me out.
Pull
Yeah.
you out. You gotta appreciate that.
You gotta appreciate
But
it.
you see
Right?
the blanking
You
of
go
the
send people
Yeah,
there too.
look this situation with how I lost the key, right?
Yeah. You ain't going back.
No,
Yeah,
I ain't going back
yeah.
there. But you know how he could have saved it? The man could have said, here, what? Next time bring a car and I go wash it free for you.
Yeah.
I would have stayed back with him.
Yeah.
I would have stayed with him.
Yeah.
So they have so much
Some kind of
moment.
redress, you know?
They have so much
a
moments
solution.
I see online with companies where they get a bad experience, a bad review, or whatever the case may, and they could actually save it by saying, "Here's what,
Certain thing.
hey, here what is it? Come, I give you a free meal. Come and
Take
do
the
this."
loss.
And
Come.
sometimes, you know
And
what
it's
I
not even
mean?
a
You know,
loss.
that
I don't
free
mean-
It's
washing,
not even a loss.
but you just appreciate it that the person
Yeah.
try to make things right.
Yes.
now,
Yeah,
Correct
yeah.
way. They
It's about
all
making
way.
things right.
What you said is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Just find out which
Just
side,
focus on our
let the
experience.
customer feel appreciated.
Because when you go away and you realize, all right, that airline give you a free coupon in a lounge, right? And you get to experience that lounge.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
You like them things?
Anything free with that.
Boy, I fly. I get to fly first class. I eat steak, champagne.
Yeah,
I get to stay in a
sure.
lot.
You ain't want to go any back again, eh?
No.
I never said that was because them bumped me off a flight.
Wow. So
And that the kind of redress I get.
Yeah,
No, it's true. You're correct.
yeah.
Consistency
Yeah, that's
It's crazy.
Yeah, when you experience it, you just come go back.
So it's a question. If you can answer, you can answer. I know you already answered several times. It's already due. But I mean, if you would like to add to it, if you probably have more future things, right? Looking at the future, what are your next big goals for your business? How do you plan to achieve them, and what role do you think social media will play in reaching those goals?
Okay. Well, other than the car wash, that there's the next big thing that I'm really excited about. When it comes to the clothing and the clothing brand itself, my long-term goal will be, of course, a storefront, but not just an ordinary storefront. And I don't believe in having a storefront by the side of the road, like how being in high street. Or
Yeah.
I want to be in a mall.
You will be in a mall, yeah.
Yeah. Because again, it's a lot of things. People might say, boy, rent expensive. No. But you don't understand the difference with a mall. Guys, foot traffic every second.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then, you understand? If you go and open a store, the rent might be cheaper if I go in the avenue. But here's the difference. Just to get a park on the avenue is craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to think about getting a park to go by your store, I mean, like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah.
And then I'll park far to walk back
To
by
walk,
the store.
yeah. The
So,
mall
but-
will have that for traffic.
So
yeah.
the mall now with 100 over 500 parking lot spots, you're sure, especially if your brand already known, you're sure people come in your store.
Yeah.
It's just like KFC. KFC could go anywhere, and you're sure people buying it because we already know what we're getting. That's why even though KFC have bad customer service, we still going because they're not the people own. That's not them personal business. But if I give you a bad customer service, you say, well, I mean, going back by jail.
Yeah.
Because they're my own. But
Yeah.
KFC, everybody is complaining about KFC workers.
And they're still going back.
And we still going because it's not them own personally.
Yeah.
We know the chicken good regardless.
Yeah.
So
They
we
probably
s-
are off. They
Yeah,
are. I
off.
will forgive them.
So we still going.
He's
So,
forgive KFC.
so
too
long
much,
term
yes.
goal is with it, to get to that storefront and just keep building the car rental. I love it. So I will never stop it. But I want to manage that for myself. Because it's well, you know, it's very scary.
Yeah.
Very risky. So I want to manage it. I feel like I could, when you call me, I could be wrong sometimes, I'm a judgment, but I could feel out from your voice.
It have a experience factor, you know.
It's how I feel,
It's
right?
an experience
It's how I
factor.
feel, you just get when they talk.
It's
Like
a
if somebody
vibe.
call me and say, yeah, boy, I hear you just rent car. No, I don't know car.
Yeah.
That's how you call and nah, I don't know car. And all the cars there.
Yeah. Sometimes a man might pull up and see a vehicles on them,
Yeah.
but you know he's a character. So when he say,
You
well,
don't know.
well, how much?
I don't give you no
You might
car.
tell him it at different price or not.
If I get you a story,
Yeah, until you higher price.
Yeah.
This is it.
two men come to rent a vehicle by the office at time, and
Yeah.
I wasn't dealing with them, but the receptionist was dealing with them. But she came and she told me the guy asking if he could take off the tint on the car.
Just so.
Now, mind you, the car, it have a legal tint, eh? No, sorry. No. I have it wrong. It had no tint on the car. But he asked if he could put a tint on the car.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that already
you don't know
alarmed
shady
me. I
thing.
said, nah, but how you go want to put a tint on the car? Right?
Yeah.
And I tell her, I said tell him that the vehicle is available anyway. Somebody
Right.
already booked the vehicle.
Yeah.
Right? You know, 2 days after, I see on one of them, you know them group on WhatsApp with them crime group,
Yeah.
the two fellas, head shoot up.
Same fellas.
They're going on a robbery or somewhere. And I just happen to I don't really go in the group. I don't really go in the group.
You know
chat
me, I
and
don't
watch
go in them thing,
eh.
yeah.
But I don't know if it was just the Lord who sent
Send
me
it
that
there,
day.
yeah.
And I said, but wait, I know this face. When I pull back the
Pull up the-
cameras
yeah.
and I check it, it's the same
Same man.
fellas.
Oh, plenty was rent car to do crime, man.
No, that was simple thing like people don't understand. That simple thing like my logo on the cars. If you know that is working, right?
Yeah, because people watching it.
People just call me from anywhere.
Yeah, I see a car
I don't
here.
see a car here, boy. I don't see a man going. Somebody that before I used to allow customers to go to Baig with it. I never used to allow nobody, right? A partner of mine, again, always some partner, just do the opposite. He take the car, he say, but I get from a mother thing. Something tell me watch my GPS. I see my car over the sea. Like it didn't go, it didn't Tobago.
Yeah.
I say, yo, how you come up with that way? I never do that yet. You can't go to Tobago with my car.
Yeah.
He just go-
I does not allow that either.
Yeah, I just allow it now because you know it's a real good customers they really
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to go with the
yeah.
But
family.
if you know you're dealing with
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
so no.
Yeah.
So yo, he said the custom gear and thing, and boom, somebody just messaged me. But look, I don't see your kind in Tobago here when in the drive-through KFC, easy like that. Look, your car now coming off the port here. People just
And
call
you
for
just get
any
up,
little
you
thing.
Yeah,
get
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The logo just say a lot now, boy.
Yeah. That is a smart.
Yeah, that was a smart thing.
Yeah.
And just again by promoting it, you always see me doing the videos, so you know which one is my which.
Yeah,
car.
you know that.
Yeah.
No far fuck. Yeah, no far
Yeah,
fuck.
people just know your vehicle.
Yeah, there's no.
There's no. Once they do it long enough, there's no.
Yeah, you must know. Well, even you don't know one thing.
No, but people
But
just
people
still
will know
call me
the
and
play.
tell me. People call me and
I
tell me.
didn't say. Sometimes I see some. Yes, yeah.
You go see, you go know.
And I see one in the car. I watching the car, saying, but I know,
You know
I
this
say,
car.
but I know he not here.
Yeah.
I messaged him one time, but he didn't even. Apparently, he told me the person wasn't supposed to be there. But
You
I
sell
cheered,
out that.
yeah, but I want to
Bye,
know.
Look how
the car
they
was
look.
there.
a man go to have a menage a trois in my car where he bad stuff. 5 bad bitches in the back seat. I thought I would never find out about that bike.
When I see some woman come on, I say, well, it had to be.
Yeah.
Mark, delete that.
When I watch that, I say, but wait,
Because look,
I messaged him one time.
my uncle is a rental. He had like 8 or 9 cars. And I been on the city, I don't know none. I tell him, I see, I put some kind of logo.
Yeah.
He have all Kia Cerato, right? He like them cars. I do not know none.
Yeah.
Wait, let me tell you something.
If I see car in the background on the highway, I don't know to call him.
Listen, it's a men who does rent vehicles, other men, and when I see the vehicles, I just know, and they don't have no logo.
Yeah,
I
you just know.
But
Be not wrong.
I mean, you see, part of it had to do with how I just scrutinize vehicles
How
all
you
the
just
time.
upgrade, yeah.
So, like, that's my work.
Yeah, so you know.
That's my work. So,
You're correct.
I just notice them things now, boy.
Yeah.
I just notice them things.
What about you?
Well, right now for me, my whole import-export education stuff is going really well. For me, I've reached a point now where I need to do something else.
Yeah.
I am actually launching in a few weeks my my own brand of cleaning products.
Right, yeah. Remember you talking about
Yeah.
that,
So I was mentioning that to you. So I kind of want to, right now in digital space, it's just digital products, enrollments, all these sorts
You
of
have a
things.
lot of partnerships right there. You know?
Right.
From our power group right there.
You know, so now it's really I want to utilize following like Gio footsteps where my personal brand, I need to kind of create like this product behind it.
I think you are
Fit
plenty.
to roll over.
Yeah,
I think
fit to roll over.
You should do that.
Yeah.
Because
So
your
and then too, the reason why I chose that, not because of the actual product. I have no experience in cleaning supplies, nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Nothing at
When
all.
I started cleaning, I had no
Right?
experience. I didn't know what
was
to
just
do.
When you started what year? Like, how long?
14 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason
real experience
I
into
say
it.
I was gonna do it is because in my experience in import export, the industries that do well
Right.
are anything that is a consumable, anything that you had to call me month to month.
Yeah.
and
Recurring revenue.
Recurring revenue. That's key because
Same people.
yeah, I need
Repeat
that.
products.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I need that recurring revenue.
Let
And
me
then
see.
the other thing, which goes back to what I was saying, a clean and supply or product
Runs out.
not only runs out, the content fits sustainable
Mm-hmm.
is dip your hand in this, use my product, it clean.
Right.
You have
But
a
it is a copy and paste.
is a
Yeah,
copy and paste.
yeah,
So
simple.
and you be creative. Oh, your child draw some crayon on the wall. You use my spray.
Right.
Thing, it take you
Yeah.
through that journey now. So that's one of the things being making it sustainable. But the real dream which I'm hoping to achieve really next year is starting to export my products in containers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's really for me
Nice.
where we are transitioning into a more product based line and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's really the plans right now with me in terms of scaling. And that's one thing where personal branding so important first before a company branding or it's Gio now could do anything now
Yeah, people know.
and people know.
Yeah.
Is that trust
somebody
built?
who did that and I must applaud. It's certified Samson. So
Yeah,
his image,
yeah.
His image was
It's same
for the
thing.
kids.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
stick with that.
And now he stick with that and
diversify.
ice cream.
Ice cream,
Right.
the lolly.
Yeah.
And you don't know that is going to capture the kids.
Even the gym I go to, Kyle Boss. It's Kyle
Yeah.
Boss. Yeah. How he opened his coffee shop.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And this was when I spoke to him, I was like, I told him, I was like, this is recently in the whole influencer personal branding space, it's gonna be, it's much more profitable and beneficial for that person to launch their own product
yeah. I
see
than
you
to
post
take,
that.
to take actual brand deals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely.
No, it
I
makes
agree.
sense
I
because
agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
yeah, if you have 200,000 followers, why not? Bro? You have enough following to create your own thing.
yeah.
Exactly.
And someone be an influencer for
Yeah.
Rude Boy.
You really need to.
And no, I don't do that. I can be my
No,
own
but
brand.
if you're upcoming, I could understand it. But
Yeah.
eventually you could really get somewhere.
Do your own thing.
Because you
You
can
really have
divert
to-
your following to come and patronize you, basically.
People like you so much, right?
Yeah.
But we're like, say, for Samson, that day when you open the thing, I being honest, I wasn't surprised with the turnout. It was just crazy.
Even my daughter asked me to go.
Yo,
Yeah.
that was the craziest I ever saw.
Yeah.
I tell you, I was there. I went chill with them upstairs. To see that, right? Of course, it's because of kids.
Yeah.
Everybody telling their father they want to
But
go.
Yeah.
and I was even my
Yeah,
daughter asked me
yeah,
to
yeah.
go.
But the line, that line was so
Yeah.
long. That line could have be, if they did put it one straight line, you could have go around the whole South Park.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That is so long.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
it was crazy, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you know who did that very well? One of the first. I mean, he's like one of the top creators in the world. Mr. Beast did that.
Yeah, that the man, that the
He
man.
realized. Apparently, what I was reading, he said his viewership is like 5-10 times more than the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
And he realized,
you know
like,
what?
Yeah.
he's like $1 billion company
Yeah.
cannot pay him for a brand deal.
Nah,
it
they
don't
can't.
make sense
Yeah.
for his viewership.
can't.
So that's when he realized he do the chocolate, the feastables.
He
and
make his own-
He make his
yeah.
own
He
stuff.
is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could definitely do anything.
He's
Yeah,
the
you can
biggest
do
thing.
anything.
You can do anything.
You know.
You're correct.
So you just reach this point where you're like, all right, a company undervaluing you for your attention that you have with your numbers,
And you don't want money because you have money.
right?
So it's not even...
You can't
just
buy
like-
him
Making you
out.
own.
You can't buy him out.
You can't buy money,
Yeah.
yeah. So it don't even make sense
You
trying to
can't
say,
give my
like,
figure.
Yeah.
Come on.
nah, you're correct. You can't
You can't give my
Yeah,
figure.
you can't buy them.
Daddy.
And at that stage,
way
it
need to
doesn't
reach.
be about money. Yeah.
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
last time, everybody, when you really have everything already, or for months or for a couple of years, Andrew Tate talk about this, but I used to always say it before even I hear him say it. When you're doing all them things and you have it for so long, eventually it will get boring. Like, what you can really do again?
Yeah.
You went, we buy a jet, buy a Ferrari, buy this. So you really can't, as you say, you can't buy him out.
Yeah. He already has exactly what he wants. So I think he just be doing a lot of things just out of goodness now.
Yeah, giving away real
Yeah.
thing. And,
Building houses all over the place.
yeah. In Africa, you give away real shoes.
Where I see myself in the future, well, in the near future,
Yeah.
but I already started up to do some like maintenance and contracting. Like I get the blueprint from Ken.
Of course.
He didn't tell me nothing, but I just see.
But
But I mean,
even next time,
Yeah.
you're wicked not to do it.
No, but
to
listen,
grow.
let me even give you a story how I meet you, right? I had a play booth in Pleasantville. I listen, I do almost
Real thing.
every hustle.
Yeah,
Right?
hustle.
I had a play booth.
Bring some popcorn, boy. You must start off with a playway boot, yes.
I had a play booth.
Nah, yeah, that was-
And a mini mart I run an ad. And he apply and come. But when he come, I don't check him out already. I don't catch his vibe. And my mind is saying, boy, he can't make... Not that he... I read that he was hungry, but I know he would not last long now.
Yeah.
Right? Because I know he looking at it to do now, to get some money, to do something else.
And then to go.
Yeah, I don't read
You
that
know,
already.
you don't want to
Because
sit
he
down-
mind of myself.
You don't know long term.
Yes. So he work. Just as I said, he didn't last.
Yeah.
But he never leave on bad terms or anything. He leave the right way, that kind of thing. And then the cleaning, the take off.
Start to-
So
yeah.
he come and he hustle with that too,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. He learn the cleaning work. He know cleaning work. He can start a cleaning company now.
Yeah,
Because he
yeah.
learned the
From all
work
that
from
time,
there.
yeah.
And he work directly alongside me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
plenty of people didn't know that.
Yeah.
You understand? And I mean, we have similar likes, interests, and whatnot, and we both are ambitious. So I know you could do it.
Yeah.
Right? I know you could do it. Yeah. So
Now, but I feel like a lot of the business insight, you know, because I was really young. You understand?
Yeah,
Them
yeah.
time when I was 16 and thing. So working with Kendall, I learned how to do a lot of things, and then you that tell me a lot of things too, because you know it's because I buy my first shirt, he give me a tie for free.
Yeah.
You understand?
I
used
can't
to
even
tell-
remember that.
Yeah, you start going out and them.
Yeah, I can
That was
remember
that real good to see.
You understand?
Because it will have people will work. They will see one man elevator. It's like you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
it says Kendall do everything, and you ain't do nothing. So you ain't learn nothing.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
going on.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
all these years you rocking me.
Yeah.
And 50 Cent stop what I with Lloyd Banks and them.
Yeah.
You see,
yeah.
like them men wanted me to spoon feed them. Tony Ayo even said, he said, the man with the most money working harder than we. Something wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
50 and more money than we, and he working harder than we.
And I doesn't.
I see what you just said there.
How?
I watch how I could phrase this properly, right? I watch employees leave companies and go to like a competitor to work. That happened by me and all.
Right.
Right,
Or they're
and
going to...
We name dropping. We name
We
dropping.
ain't
But they're going on the next
yeah,
side.
but no. But it has some that leave the next side and they come
To
on
you?
our side. So in my mind, I say, well, right, boy, we can get some. I know your secrets, but we can get some insight on certain things.
Yeah.
And you know, every single one of them never added a value, right? They didn't add no value. It was a waste.
Yeah.
But this is me, right? Let's just say, if I go back into employment for a company, it could be anything that company doing. That company could be doing astrophysicist or wherever it is.
Yeah, you go and learn.
I will be like a sponge and absorb every single thing.
You have to.
Every single thing I know. And trust me, at some point I will be able to
do it.
either do
I go end up being an
similar or
astrophysicist
something.
too.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I will figure it
Nah,
out.
nah,
I will
nah.
absorb every single thing. I'll be like a sponge and just retain and listen and learn.
I actually, when I reached this point, I started to delegate stuff. Even if things, it's simple things as hiring an accountant, hiring a website developer, or whatever, I'm making sure I spend a little
To
hour.
understand it.
Yeah, a little
So
hour
nobody
on
can
YouTube.
come and rip your clothes off.
Yeah, I spend a little hour on
Yeah.
YouTube. So when I talking to you, I know you
You're
ain't
using some of
pulling.
the jargons
Yeah,
and you
I know
understand,
you ain't
yeah.
pulling nothing on me. So it's
And
really.
I'm very attentive when I don't know. You see, when I
Yeah.
don't know, I'm very attentive.
Yeah.
And every single thing that they say to me, I'm going to try and cross-reference it somewhere because they
Yeah.
can't just rip me off just so.
Yeah.
I already know. I tread in unknown waters.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to you very attentively.
When I know Kim was at school, I went to do air conditioning refrigeration.
Right.
Right? So I never did anything with it. But AC man coming in my house and I just rock back.
And
watching
you
it.
know what to look for.
You know what to look for. So when I'm telling you this, that, this, how to do, whatever the case may
Yeah.
be, you already have that knowledge beforehand.
Yeah.
So you don't have to learn, even if you know like 10% of it.
Yeah.
That's
You have
only
the general idea.
Yeah, the general idea.
The cat pull out
Is
with
how
the-
is how
yeah.
they gonna integrate their knowledge into what you need them to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the key thing. Yeah.
No, but and the next thing I always tell people too, like some people might say, well, they want to get into this or they want to get into that and they might feel discouraged. Like a man might say, well, I want to sell my own brand, but I can't make videos like Gio. Or, you know what I mean? I don't have that courage or I don't have that confidence. Or,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People just be so quick to shoot their own self down. Because like
They
even
always can't.
I didn't even want to do car rentals first. I wanted, because Kendall does do cleaning and maintenance. I wanted to do cleaning and maintenance first. You know what I mean? But I feel like I was missing certain things, and I got an opportunity, to be honest, with the car rental. Like, an opportunity was presented.
And you take it.
And I take it. You
Right.
understand?
Yeah,
And
That's
you
something-
commit first and you figure it out after.
and I say, you know what? This real easy to do with this opportunity, and I could always spin the block on the
Shush.
cleaning and the
keep it
maintenance.
too.
And it's only like this year I start up with the cleaning and the maintenance. But somebody was telling me, well, hey, your partner does do that too. I was like, so bam for that. And even one of my partner and all, when he see how fast the renters grow, I help him to get renters, and he start doing it too.
Yeah,
And a man say, but you
everybody-
get a man the blueprint. I was like, I'm gonna tell you something. Everybody doing everything.
Yeah,
You
it's a room for
understand?
everybody.
Everybody
It's a
is
room
doing
for
everything.
It's
a room
not
for
our
everybody.
Don't feel demotivated because understand. I might be
million.
living next, like about 2 minutes away from the man who has the most renters in the country.
Yeah. Ooh, thing. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like literally, and my business never failed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that question a lot where people ask me, how is differentiate competition? How is, how you stand out basically? And I tell people this, I use this as an example. Fellows who into barbering, who want to become a barber, right? You just go to a school, go to a training, right? The skills, everybody who in that class learning the same thing. When they come out now, is when you start a cut, and I go by my barber and I see how he cut me, right? 90% of the time you go and stick with him. Why? Because he developed his style to cut your hair, right? So even though all barbers know the same set of skill set, it's their style they develop.
It's a flair. Everybody have a flair to it.
and it's
And
the
they might
same
like
thing.
how a man do
So
something.
if 10 man doing car rentals, what's your way of doing different?
Yeah.
And it don't have to be
Like,
something
that
big.
number one thing.
They don't- if
You'll
how-
be different to your.
Yeah.
You know, everybody
How
little-
he's doing the car wash, right? It could be like when I say air fresheners, it could be as simple thing as if my rule is this.
simple thing.
Forever,
I
every
guess
man
some
who come
Jew air
through,
fresheners, like,
right?
I was supposed to go and collect it today.
I
Right?
guess some
Yeah.
Jew
It could
But
be
it's
a,
simple thing.
it could be as simple thing as every time I go and wash, I just get a nice air fresher.
Yeah.
You know,
as he said,
Yeah,
as you both all the experience.
It's the experience.
Exactly. So when I decided to do the car wash, I was like, all right, you can't come with no white tint. This is not a week.
No, but listen.
How that?
One thing I must add to your persona and as well as how you talk, right? I think I have a similar thing.
Oh, yeah.
You see how you say there's not a week?
Yeah, it's not
You
week.
make is that joke?
It's
Is
a
that
joke.
joke?
Yeah, it's a joke.
But
It's serious.
I mean,
I don't know, it might go over some people's head.
It might
Some
go over
people
some
might,
people's
some
head.
people might.
No, some people thought because
Yeah.
a partner called me and a partner come and say, yo, I see it, a few people see it. My mother called me. Them no open accounts. But it had nothing to do with them. But I
And
know
them must have a tent and feed
them
them
are
back.
white tent. So them take it the wrong way. You know,
But it's not like that.
and it was nothing to do with
Nothing
it.
like that,
Even
yeah,
when,
it's nothing
even
like
when
that.
I was talking to my father way before them open the thing, my father say, yo, don't want to spend too much money. I say, no. I say, I cannot open no car wash with no white tent. It can't happen. It can
Yeah,
never.
I understand.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
bashing
understand.
nobody. I say,
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
the brand,
Yeah.
my standard, I cannot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
But you see, what people don't understand.
He coursing, the boy coursing, he coursing. I said, no, dog, it's not personal. It wasn't even about all here. But I can understand why you would take it so because that would never have.
But Gio,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
doing your thing a little while now, right? You have to remember, you can't buy it off more than you could chew. You're at a point where you could open a car wash like that.
Right.
I could never,
You're
I
correct.
would never, like a man might say, boy, I'm gonna start a car rental with Almira. I'm not demotivating nobody.
No,
you
you're
understand what I'm
correct.
saying? That's what you
It's
could
where-
do.
it's where you could
That's
start.
what you could
Yeah,
do.
you
You
could start.
understand what
And
I'm saying?
it's not having a white tint is not a bad thing. It's just about, as you say,
Where you end
standard.
up
What
to.
you
Yeah,
what started you off for your brand,
Yeah.
for your business.
Yeah.
Like all this nice thing here. You known for quality.
Yeah.
But I want to see you just.
Yeah.
So now I just see Ken open place like this and it's shabby.
Yeah.
I don't know that Ken, but he dressing nice.
Yeah.
It's hard to go hand in hand.
But not only that, because of your character, your personality,
Yeah.
your trials, your tribulations, it would mold you into that person, or no?
Yeah.
This is how I dress it now and whatnot. And I'm sure everybody here could probably
Yeah.
have a similar story. When I was growing this business is 14 years old.
Yeah.
For about 3 years, 3 or more years, but I know it's at least 3. I had one shoe, you know.
Yeah, they used to go out in our boots. You know?
No,
I had one shoe, and that shoe was a all black Creatives. That creative, they come out of style,
Creative, yeah.
and I still
have
wearing
it.
that shoe
Do the strap.
with the strap, yeah, a all black,
Yeah.
right, and that's how I.
No,
That's
and
what
I true. You
that's
have
what I
to
had.
sacrifice it.
And a sacrifice, and a lot. I mean, like even now, a lot of people are kind of going out a little more now,
Yeah,
right?
you use the man.
Right.
You singing
But-
too. You
but-
singing.
Yeah, like a partner knows.
I was
say
in
that
the video
yesterday.
there. I
Yeah.
said, but somebody really told me you're real like you're R&B now. Like.
Yes,
So when
yes.
I see you singing, I said, I didn't know
Yeah,
you
he's
were
a
so.
singer.
No, but you see, what I'm saying, like, for years, when all my friends would have be going fetes, parties, all
Yeah,
them
yeah.
things, I was tired from work, and I had to write up a proposal. I had to go and I had too much things to do. So even yesterday, we had a container come with some goods,
Yeah, I see.
right?
Yeah.
And a partner of mine just passed to give my hand. Right? He just passed. And he say, we finished 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
And you know what he say, the senior kneeling down singing, but they
But
ain't seeing this part.
part now.
You
Definitely
understand?
not.
They ain't
Definitely
seeing this part.
not.
Yeah.
They ain't
Definitely
seen
not.
not just that part, the risk
Yeah.
involved by ordering, they ain't seen that
It's a
part.
trial and error.
It's
I mean, why order? I just don't want to disclose it yet, but I will tell
Yeah,
all them
yeah,
off camera.
yeah.
But what I order there is something I believe the market needs.
Need,
And I
and
believe,
you wanna- you
I
feel
believe
it-
it will shake up the market.
Yeah.
And it's still a risk.
I think I see you say that anything too.
Yeah, it's a risk.
And then it's still a risk, even though
Always.
But, but as you say, calculate the risk. You don't build the brand, the whole brand, people know you.
Yeah.
So now
So-
it will be easier to sell.
Easier to sell,
I'm
correct.
not gonna say I no Kendall, I'm like
Yeah.
quality. are wide for me.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I
You
mean?
just have to
Yeah.
get yourself in it. You just have to
Yeah.
get yourself in it.
Commit
Yeah.
first, figure
Yeah.
out the rest after.
But definitely, people do know the power of social media. Definitely,
What?
and
If you
like
really-
I used to doubt it because and
That
because
media-
I never
people don't
used,
buy
I
newspaper
don't even
again.
make any social
Newspaper
media
and,
for the longest while. I trying to make time to make content,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
really doesn't
But
have
you
the
gotta
time.
make
Eh?
time.
No,
I
no.
really
Don't say
have
it
the
all the time. I'll
Well,
show you all the time.
Yeah.
But it's,
well,
again,
it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Yeah,
I'm trying
yeah.
to find
You
a
gotta
way
make it
where
you just have to make
I'm
time.
trying to find a way where
If it's early morning, evening, night.
because even people just message me and be like, dog, why you not even making content? Like, why you
Yeah.
not even? And you see, when I started to do this with Kendall, real people started telling me,
Because
dog,
now I
where your videos?
No, but
Where
now I
your
get to
videos
see
is?"
you.
Yeah.
When I see the sign come on my TikTok, then I see your face,
Yeah.
Kendall,
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
and what's your name? The girl?
Rivka.
Yeah, Rivka, yeah.
And then I started taking all your videos.
But you wouldn't believe
we started looking Jones.
sometimes I go into prospect and when I don't even know the client and the client will be watching this.
Hey,
What the
they
hell?
don't
That
pass- they
that
don't
is
pass
so-
where people
that is
doesn't tell me about
soften the
this.
interaction.
They don't know. They didn't know that was. What do you mean they're watching your thing?
like I don't know the client. Like I go into prospect,
But they're watching your thing.
but them know me.
They know you.
and
Very
I-
well too, eh?
Very well.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
people that feel don't know you personally if I'm watching the show.
Yes. You can remember you're talking real.
You talk.
Same thing when you don't say
Yeah.
you ain't talking, you ain't bottling up nothing.
Yeah.
You're talking real.
Yeah.
Even for me, how I end up here was really I was checking my notification. I see you like a good bit of my videos, right?
yeah.
And I was just like, I know this fella.
Yeah,
And then I
Yeah, one
click the
tip,
profile. I
yeah.
was like, oh, this I know him for.
yeah.
And then I was just like, because I was
Well, when
watch
we-
all
when
the,
we-
the content from here. And then as when I DM me, I was like, hey, I never see you really do anything business wise.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that was,
And it's the business that bring all this, eh?
Yeah.
Business that bring all this.
Yeah.
But when we did line my
519.
519, and then we went to it, Rising Star.
Right to start, yeah.
All them time I didn't know he was doing this.
Yeah.
It's lucky them who everybody say, but nobody can do that.
Yeah,
I say,
yeah.
all right. Then I started finding out about it.
Yeah.
And then it started pop up on the, when
Well,
I started
that how the
following.
algorithm is work. That how the
Yeah,
algorithm
it started
is
pop
work,
up right to then I follow you. You get to see all, I see plenty with he.
Yeah. Daddy man, daddy
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Customer very good.
Very good. Nah, it was real good.
Have you 80 minutes away?
We have one more?
Yeah, go ahead now.
Well, let's see, we talk about it, eh? But a lot of what we talk kind of answer the questions already.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we could still ask it and we could freestyle it. But what advice would you give to someone interested in making wholesale purchases from another country? And what should they be aware of? And how they can ensure they're making smart decisions when sourcing those products?
Ishmael.
Oh,
You
jeez.
can ask on how we are. The rest of you can answer that question.
I have an answer for that too.
He's live.
Two of them do this.
I only back in because
Yeah.
I just advise businesses. He doing the buying and experiencing.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with suppliers away, I mean everything made in China,
Right.
right?
China
Yeah.
is the hub.
China is the hub, right?
They won't understand.
Where
that.
would that be
Yeah.
without China?
You see
well?
that- I don't know if I see them. They're really trying to crucify man on the
Yeah.
internet now.
Yeah.
But they don't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I would say is this. So Alibaba.com is like one of the most popular
Greatest.
platforms, right?
Yeah.
I can tell everybody now, everybody who watching, it is a safe platform to buy from. No.
I buy stuff and sell things they cool.
Yeah.
But
Right?
Everything on Amazon.
No,
Everything on Amazon.
with buying from suppliers online in China and stuff like that, they're basically two types of persons. You have middlemen who I personally like when you're now starting off.
They call them the trading companies.
Right, the trading
Yes,
companies.
trading.
Yeah.
And then you actually have
It's a safer way now.
you actually have the core
Factory.
Core
factories.
factory.
Yeah.
Right? When you're dealing with
Get
these
to the source.
when you're dealing with these people, ask them questions. The shipping, how much for a sample? When they bring a sample in, licks it out, throw it down the stairs, do all these sorts of things, right?
They all-
Check
Let
the
them
quality.
see it, let them see
And
it,
not
yeah.
only one person, order 5-6 samples,
The
right?
samples just take a while to
Yeah,
come.
the
so order
samples
few
is
more
expensive.
times. It just take a while.
And
It
it's
could be
take-
way more money than the normal
Yeah,
because
yeah. But see how, and a key thing, see how the interest they're taking in responding to you, making sure your stuff go out fast.
Correct.
Because in future, when you decide to bring a big shipment, this is what's going to happen. You need it fast, right? Recently, because of my trips to Panama and really bringing coverage with Panama, a lot of business owners switching to Panama because of what's happening is
Close proximity.
Yeah.
China is taking almost 3 months in
3
hand.
months, yeah.
Right? In hand after customs and duties. Now, Panama is a lucrative
3
option.
months to do
Yeah.
what?
Remember, 2 months shipping and 1 month with customs and them that way.
To bring what?
Sea
China.
shipments, when they're bringing in
For
everything.
real?
Yeah.
Like if you're bringing whole, like what I do?
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
if you're bringing in large containers and
Glass,
stuff.
yeah.
All right.
But-
It could go longer than that too, eh?
Yeah.
It has had delays and
Now,
stuff.
Panama is an option where, all right, they're bringing it from China, but what Panama did was, in China when you go, we had 10 different quality. You could buy cheap things to make more profit,
could buy
or you
high
could buy
quality.
mid-range to high range to make, you make less profit, but you know it's a quality item. So that's one of the things Panama did was they sift out all of that, branded it very well, and they sell it for a couple dollars more.
Right.
So now you had to know the trade-off with speed, because a lot of business owners in messaging here, what we need to go Panama. I can't wait on China to get our stuff. So you have to know your brand identity and what you want it to be, the quality,
exactly,
right?
Quality, yeah.
exactly. You want
Right?
to know what you want to get your
Yeah.
customers. But I like how you say that too, because but the thing about it with branding, why having your own brand is so important is you, like how you say, according to whereby the profit will be less. When it's your own brand, nobody can tell you what profit to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, the friends are because
Yeah.
remember you created it. You went straight to the source, you created from scratch.
And not only that, aside from the product, things like going back to all you said, things like the experience add to the price, what you provide. Like when you go to a restaurant and you see, all right, they bring in your hot towel to wash your hand and you're on a plane and you're experiencing. All that they say here, what? You know what? I paid $2,000 US for this flight,
And
but it
worth
was
it.
worth it.
It was with it.
That man look,
That one.
right?
That one look good, though. Look good.
Right?
No, sure.
They look after me. I don't mind finding our money and paying it the next time.
experience,
You know, so just going back to the core of it, really, when you're dealing with these people, you have to know what type of quality of goods you want and making sure that they align with that.
So I will give an example. You're correct. Sampling your goods is the number one thing. I used to spend thousands a year, sometimes 14,000 just on samples, different items. Remember, I had different
From different suppliers.
I have all kind of different things. So everything now is a sample because you want to test it before you bring it. So I used to test my stuff for months. So when you come and tell me you get something wrong, I don't know.
Cap.
It had to be because, you do something wrong with it most of the time. So I'll give an example with the earbuds. When I bring the earbuds, I bring some sample the first time. I went running around Clifton Beach with it. It falling out my ears. You hearing static in one. I said, nah, this is not what we want for the customers.
Yeah.
Going back to the drawing board, bring a next one, a next set, different suppliers, you say.
Yeah.
Same thing, label it, everything. Because again, everything is branding, right? When I do that now, I save this one sounding real good. I save this last me 3 to 4 months. This is the one.
Yeah.
It lasts me more than a year. But of course, when it 3 to 4 months came down, when I say, I really seen it.
Yeah.
Bring about 400 one time.
Yeah.
You remember you don't build the brand. As you say, you don't build the brand.
You know you go
anything,
sell.
anything you release, they believe, the trust. It's all about trust, you know. When you order from Nike, we don't know about Nike. We don't know nothing about Nike.
But we trust the brand.
We trust the brand because of Michael Jordan, all these superstars, and the longevity of the brand. We don't know. I could close my eye and go on Nike site and order.
Yeah.
I sure-
Sometimes it is
I
boss
sure-
on the average, but 9 out of 10 times they get something good.
Very rare, you know?
Very rare, very
Very
rare.
rare. When you come to a big brand like Nike, very rare you get a faulty product.
And all the products made in China.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All my Jordan, you're seeing it. You can tell.
Made in China.
Made in China is all about labor costs. So some you might see made in Vietnam.
Taiwan.
Yeah.
Taiwan is because, you know what, they got a better deal over there. Same quality.
Just to give you some insight, in China, there's something called first copy. So there's the factory that would make for Nike and all these places. But the same quality of shoe and everything, like home, like when my dad went to China, he brought back some clothing. When I looked at it, it was like exact quality to Nike without
no
the
brand.
logo,
That's what it
right?
is.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when the Chinese person was telling them this is the factory company that makes for that.
So what
Yeah.
others call that is unauthorized.
Or not
Yeah.
perfect though.
Yeah.
It's
So
just,
it's
it's just,
one-to-one, you know?
Yeah.
It's
just-
one-to-one.
it's just
Same
an
material.
authorized to
First
Nike.
copy they call it.
It's just an authorized from
Yeah.
Nike, but it's the
Exactly.
same quality because here why. This
But they're not
co-
supposed to make that on
this,
standard.
They're not supposed to.
this no you can't get it from like 100.
Yeah.
You can't get
This
it.
Montclair jersey you wearing, right? That's a big brand. But you'll get the same exact quality. They just call them like peak polo.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And you could Ralph Lauren can release one, Lacoste can release one, everybody can release one. The bigger brand, Montclair is a designer brand.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So them could call 1,000
different-
US.
yeah, they could- yeah.
Nike mightn't call that for a polo like that. Because Montclair is designer.
Yeah.
Nike is
And
sport.
they kind of position themselves
Self
in that
as
aspect.
designer.
Yeah, yeah.
Nike
so they
is
call
sport
more.
brand.
Yeah.
They could call it, but people won't really buy a Nike polo.
And then too, like let's say for instance, Nike would more be catered for the everyday,
Everybody.
Yeah.
everyday person
And
who buy
I mimic
casual
my
dresser.
brand. I was I think I was the biggest Nike fan. Sure. Before the brand, you can't tell me nothing about Adidas and thing. I
Nike
love
right through.
Nike alone.
Now my Nike closet real deep in it, bro. I just laying it up one
You just
time.
went Adidas.
I just went Adidas today, but my Nike closet very deep.
Yeah,
eh?
nah, I was sick on Nike now. So, and I mimic my brand off of Nike. Everyday way.
Yeah, everyday wear.
My brand is
Casual
everything.
wear.
No designer. You could pull out a few, like how I do the jacket. And,
Yeah, yeah,
you know? But my brand is for everyday thing. A baby could wear it. A old person could wear it. A
Yeah,
cup,
yeah.
bandana, whatever you want, off of the brand.
Yeah.
So that is why we make it off of Nike.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
But what would you? So basically, you say you did samples before you actually make the purchase.
Sample everything before the big purchase. That is the number one thing to do. Too afraid to do it. A lot of people that say, wait, boy, so much where I have to spend a sample like it.
One
But
thing
that
I think
is-
I've saw you do, Ishmael, I think you did trade shows.
Say that again?
Yeah, one thing I've seen you done from your social media is trade shows.
Like go to trade shows?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to one in Panama. There was one in May.
Yeah.
There was a big one in Panama. And so like China has one of the biggest ones too, called the Canton Fair.
Yeah, I know the
Right?
content. Yeah.
There's actually a page on Facebook called Expo Promoter. You message them and they will tell you the
enroll.
actual specific trade shows that have it. Trade shows are good because, and like for instance, when you go to China, you might have to go to different provinces to see different factories. Trade shows, all of them in one place.
Oh, one place, yeah.
So when I went to Panama, there were like so many companies I saw from all over the world. They were there. They had an Auto Expo one recently, like a month ago. So like trade shows is something really good. And for me, even for like my content and stuff, people don't know it. Like I paid to go Panama just to film content.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't
Yeah.
even for, business or anything to showcase the people.
I really appreciate how you was doing that. Like
Yeah.
when I first come on your thing
Yeah.
and see how much info you giving people
Yeah.
Yeah.
hands
And
down.
here,
And people like they don't even care. As I say, people in the comments will be
Yeah, let me
giving out
tell
free
you.
flowers. You should be happy.
Let me tell you with this story how I end up in Panama. It's through content I end up in Panama. I make a video. It was just a regular day. I was like, oh, I teach an import export. Let me see the content I can make. I make a video promoting somebody else's website on Panama,
Yeah.
right? And I had the big one inside that one, right?
Yeah.
The video get like 200,000 views.
Wow.
And that was August 2022 to 2024, right? Every day, people messaging me, hey, how to buy from Panama, how to think from Panama, what to do from Panama. Thing,
And you realize you had
right?
something good there.
Palm shot. Last year they came and stole my vehicle. That was
so
gone.
yeah.
And
Serious?
I just wake up one morning and vehicle gone.
Lord,
I say, hey, I ain't able. I just ain't able. Afterwards, I started to get around and, travel around wherever. And then I started to save our vehicle.
Right.
And then my wife, she was just like, she's like, we were like, let me make we vehicle the plane. Right? So he's like, let me travel a little bit or whatever. And then she was like, hey, instead of going Barbados, let's go Panama.
Panama.
And I would get content out it and make a little mini vacation.
Right, yeah.
And I didn't know what I was doing or whatever. And then I created a whole digital buying guide called Roadmap to Panama. And it was just me going there, facing all the problems, making all the mistakes,
Yeah.
documenting it. I compile it and I create a workshop saying, hey, you're a business owner, you want to go to Panama? No problem. There's a hotel you're booking. This is how to approach it. This is I
Yeah.
interview
Billa.
5 agents in Panama
Right.
who when people ask me who to do tours with, etc., all this information I end up compiling.
Yeah.
And that's how that can, just through one piece of content that got 200,000 views. And that's the power of social media.
Yeah, that's the
You
power.
don't know, you wake up tomorrow
You
and
don't
you
know
don't
what-
know
you
what you're
don't-
doing, and that's it there.
For me, I built my business a lot from trade shows, right? So a mentor of mine, he passed away now. Rest his soul. He would have encouraged me to go at a trade show, cleaning trade show,
Right.
right? That's the first time I went to the US actually, right? And I would have gone there. Actually, the story built up so good, but I'll summarize it quickly.
Yeah.
I had now started and I had one contract and I lost that contract and he kept encouraging me to go, right? And he was more successful in the business than me, but he didn't even know that was my only contract. I lost that contract and the last check I got from that, I used that to buy the ticket,
Go.
book the hotel, and to go
Operate.
to go the trade show. And that trade show opened up my mind so much as to how big the industry is. And the contacts that I met there at that time, that trade show was years ago. When COVID hit, I started calling up all those contacts who had dispensers and hand sanitizer and thermometers and all them, because I kept all the brochures now.
Right.
And I started ordering at that point in time when I realized what was going on. I remember the first order of dispensers, hand dispensers that I brought in. I sent emails to customers that we have these things, right? I bring in 500 and nobody in responding to the emails, boy. And I say, wait, I make it out here, boy. I say, there's this thing not going to sell.
Yeah.
The minister come on TV and say, you need to have a dispenser for business.
Sell out.
Boy,
Sell out.
Go on.
like hot bread.
Yeah.
It go on like
You
hot
have to
bread.
buy
That
it.
was from the time I realized it really. What happened then? I wasn't even calling no more. People was calling
you.
me.
Yeah,
Even my
remember-
competitors was calling
Because they
me.
need it. Right, you have in bulk.
Yeah, and then by the time I realized the energy and how much people need it, right? Demand and supply is a basic business principle.
Yeah.
I already placed an order for about 5,000. So when that was close to finishing, the next set reached.
So not finished.
Say not finishing.
Nah, yeah.
Then I started buying the thermometers. And staff was a bit, well, not really staff, my accountants was a bit, spending a little while here. But
Yeah.
in my mind, I was saying, I don't reach, I say, wait, nah, it go sell. It must sell.
It'll
Somebody
sell.
must buy it.
Yeah.
And who knows. But you remember those fancy face shields people used to wear?
Yeah.
We were the first to bring that in the country. We were the first to bring that in the country. And when we brought that,
Do you want to cover any iron, you know?
yeah, and it had a nice colorful glasses.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? We were the first to bring that in the country. The same street here, right? We didn't have this spot here, right? Only the same
Only-
where all they
yeah.
went and park.
Yeah.
Only day.
People had to park all here, right? This whole stretch, people used to be parking up and coming and buying wholesale, right? By not the office, all they came by the office across the road.
Opposite, yeah.
But we have four locations on this same street now because
right.
things grow,
Yeah, it grow, yeah.
right? But the whole stretch,
Yeah.
right? People used to come and buy it wholesale and go and sell it for more money, right?
Yeah.
And because we were the first that brought it at that point in time, we were making more than 100% profit at the price we were
Yeah.
selling, and then people were still able to buy it and then
sell
go
over.
and sell it over,
Yeah.
right? And I mean, when the demand was more when the supply, was more than the demand, that is when the prices get real.
But
Small.
but you never decide. You never label it.
No,
When you
I
realize
never, things was going so fast.
you need to
Yeah,
tell
They
at
had
that
time
time?
to do labeling.
Yeah.
And even the supplier at that point in time had no time to do labeling.
Yeah.
Right?
Because
And that-
in my head I say I don't think in a real way.
Yeah. no.
I just tell you, I'm a pack of stick in the pocket was.
No, your
The
mind.
man will just slap it on it.
I don't know here you brand.
Yeah.
I don't see it in my head.
Hey.
Because without
But some of the
without-
things
without-
we did label.
yeah,
Like the
because-
thermometers, we did label
Yeah,
the
because I don't
thermometers.
watch it.
Yeah.
If you don't build already, right, or is
Yeah.
the first to do, I don't watching future wise. Yeah, it's stamp that your brand.
Yeah.
Whoever bring it after, like me.
Yeah, even if it's five, if it's 5,000
You will be
pieces,
control.
Yeah.
you know, that's 5,000. Your imprints,
Telling you.
Yeah.
5,000 places that went.
Yeah.
You know?
But
sure.
the demand
The
at
brand-
that point
no,
in time
but
was
that-
so good.
Yeah.
You
Why?
wasn't selling that.
Yes,
Then,
yeah.
them man don't need my time to do no branding because
Yeah.
boy, them was just
Yeah.
pushing out. And I mean, that to me is
I think, but what, like out of all your stuff with the cleaning, what you have labeled?
well, we have a label. We have wipes labeled,
Vibes, yeah.
right? We have some chemicals labeled because we use a wide array of chemicals, right? The product that you'll go see that coming on the market. I'll tell all you after we finish
Yeah.
it. That going to be labeled, right? But yeah, the branding, as you say, very
But
important.
because
Branding
it wasn't,
important.
you already built. So I show, like,
Yeah.
just your appearance. We show your thing and sell.
Yeah,
So branding it, you can't kill them.
Even me,
For to stamp the name
Yeah,
that way,
yeah,
all over the country.
even me dealing with the factory now for the formula that I'm coming out with, the guys was telling me how you're gonna plan and market this, and you know, because they had me the MOQs and stuff, and I'm just telling them, I was like, listen, this whole thing is a brand play.
yeah.
I right now,
And that's where this a lot of the
watch
time.
now, I spend
That's where this a lot of
I,
the time.
s-
Yeah,
I right now I
yeah,
spend
bro.
about 15 to about $2,000 in just a design alone
Yeah.
for the label.
For the label.
Right, making sure that when you're watching in 3 seconds, you don't read and understand what it is
Understand
for.
what's going on, yeah.
Right, and it's a brand play, and content videos, right through, right through. So it's really
That very important.
is
branding.
really that's what it is. You know,
Branding is the
branding
killer.
is really a brand play.
Yeah.
Because you might have plenty products looking at like, so it go back to trust now.
And
I know when I buy something from a tech,
Yeah.
or buy something for you,
Perfect.
I know it assure. I'm
Yeah.
up in middle and block. Nah, you go
Perfect
ahead, you go
example
ahead,
how you
good.
put the stick on the car. Look at the
Yeah.
reactions you get.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
your car here, whatever the
Yeah.
case may be.
No issues.
You know, it's
branding.
really a brand, and it's same commodity. It's what style you bring it to the people.
Yeah.
You know,
Because I think Nike is Nike or Apple. Right? I think Nike bring out some glasses for about 500 US.
Yeah.
Ed? Some fancy
I
glass. You see it? No, for real.
I right there with you.
I see it. I see it. But again, them had the customers. Them,
Yeah,
that
customers
would
who
sell
buy
like
that,
hot
yeah.
bread.
Yeah.
But a normal man won't want to buy no glass. No fire.
Yeah.
I know them because it's them big glasses now. Eh?
Yeah, right.
No.
Yeah.
But
So,
so the branding just cause you to call any price and longevity, right? A man will pay.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I just always say nothing expensive, you know. It's how bad it weight.
It's all about it right there.
It's all about it, right? And then again, you're correct. Every time everybody will be able to afford it.
Because
But
a
it
man
have a
might want
category
to
for
pay.
everybody.
A man might want to pay 400 US for a Moncler shirt. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he might.
Plenty
He
of
might.
things we can learn with me.
You
Yeah.
understand? But
All can
but he might pay $12,000 for Boston rims. So it's all
Yeah,
about.
you
You're
spend it-
correct.
you spend it
It's
where you
what
want.
you
Yeah,
want to.
yeah,
Yeah, you're
yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
You're
it's
correct.
more
that's what I'm
important to
saying.
him.
Look, I see somebody go on a food place and they spend about $4,000.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, this
Oh, I
is
see
this
people
is-
from
yeah,
it.
I
yeah.
see that
today,
post.
We ain't gonna call the name.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't do that, boy.
It's-
I mean, I like to eat.
So I-
And here the man who
So I
say he
say
can't do that
the-
out of our life.
No, but if I'm doing that, it had to be for a group. It can't be me
No,
and a
but
plus
that don't
one.
make no sense. But
To me, I wouldn't do it.
so
but
the name, the public name?
The pub didn't.
Yes.
I didn't watch it.
Now we don't want to get them bad publicity.
yeah,
So we go. We
Or
go
the public name, you know.
Yeah, the public
I know.
name.
I see people putting the caption. Fellas, what I think? Or you do this? I don't. I turn my head all the time. I ain't doing that.
The only way that for me, the only
Not
way
even making
that,
sense. What
that,
we give
that
for
money is
4,000?
spending,
Yeah.
it had to be here. You was on the phone and we just we close and deal with this contract and we get paid.
Yes,
And say
yes.
what's going on.
Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
it's 100,000, the
You
whole,
celebrate it.
the whole of it, not even 4 grand. We busted them 20
That was
grand.
date night.
No,
That
but
was a date
again,
night.
that was a date
That was
night.
a date
And
night.
then again-
I'm not
and
going to
then
tell you.
again- and then again,
That your
Nah.
100,000 might
What
have done.
what you can eat for 4,000 unless we buying a couple moet.
Yeah.
And moet
Well,
is,
that one can spike
moet
the
is
bill, eh?
12 if the moet is
Not
1,200,
really. The Viva water was $30.
Yeah. But the more was
so
50.
that it had moet on the bill.
Yeah,
had
the
two
more
more
was
than the bill.
and the
That is
more
why.
was 15.
Well,
Yeah.
now I understand. But again,
The value
what me and
perception.
one person
Yeah,
buying,
the Viva water was overpriced too, brother.
because I'm moet is what in them place 1,200.
Yeah,
Cheesy.
but nah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
It was a
Like
lot.
craziness for me and one person now.
So what key takeaway as we end would you all like to leave for the viewers? Karen, you will give one as well, and we will start with Gio, Ishmael, and then you, and then I will give one.
I would say be the biggest risk taker. Bet on yourself. And every time you wake up in the morning, you just have to tell yourself one thing. Find a way. Once you tell yourself find a way, you're going and find a way. If you wake up and start with an excuse, you're going to find
You wouldn't never reach.
You're finding the easiest way to give up.
To give up, yeah.
But once you say, boy, I had to find a way, you know, where you want to bet is either you jump off the step or you don't know steps again, or jump through the window, or now boy, I got to go through the roof.
Yeah.
You will find a way
Yeah.
to come out.
It will happen.
You understand? So always tell yourself, find a way, bet on yourself, take all the risks, go hard. Yeah.
Same exact thing. That's the only thing to move from here
Day
to
to day.
there is you have to take action, execute,
Execute.
and you have to be the best problem solver in your business.
Yeah.
That's it.
Find a solution.
Yeah, no problem you have can be solved.
Yeah.
You could always solve
It
it.
could, yeah.
And if you don't do any action, you will remain right here in the bubble that you created. You have to come out. And remember, you have to, in order to progress, you have to do the uncomfortable things first.
Of course.
Yeah, but
Once you do them uncomfortable
Must.
things first, if you don't like it, delegate it. But you had to do the uncomfortable things
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
So you might like a particular business or whatever, and you don't like content creation. That's the thing you actually have to do in order to progress.
Yeah.
You're
But you had to.
Yeah,
you
make
had
it
to-
so-
I wouldn't
uncomfortable.
even tell somebody delegated one time because you had to
No,
do it for
yeah,
yourself.
don't
you had to
delegate
do
it.
it
You
for
had to
yourself
learn it.
to
because-
I
learn.
watching Canada, that man can strip seal and polish floors real good, you know.
Yeah.
Me
You
too.
don't like him.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
in it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I
Hey,
can
if
shampoo
me and-
this
hey,
carpet.
If me and Kendall run through a place, you're glossy, you know. I'm telling
And
you.
at that time, me and he was the crew. At that time, me and me and
And
he
that
going
is the
and
thing.
Yeah.
So
doing that.
when you create, like how you have employees now, when you create that, you know what to tell them.
Yeah.
It ain't no, but if you, let me say, Ken, just give me a set of money and you start a business, but I don't know nothing, you
Yeah.
fast forward, the business go and crash.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely.
you ain't know the ins and outs there.
Yeah.
You ain't learn nothing. So I like the dirty work first.
Yeah.
And then
You
you go.
had to do was uncomfortable and you had to take the risk. That's all I would say.
Yeah, do the
if you
dirty
don't,
work.
if it and you can't procrastinate and you can't delay. It will hands down, whatever you want to do, start a job, start a business, whatever, understand this. It will never be perfect in the beginning.
Nah.
Yeah.
Your product could be best
people
now.
lucky, few people lucky.
Yeah,
Gio
yeah.
could go and launch something now. They have a better version to it in a couple months' time that he have to perfect.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct, yeah,
So
correct.
if for
get
somebody who
better.
now starting, listen, you have a little bit, you have 50%, 60%, start and figure out
Start
the
to
way.
figure it
Yeah.
out.
You had to take that risk in order to change what it is you do. It's the same way how you went to school and teacher tell you, hey, you had to study, you had to memorize, you had to cram or whatever. It's the repetition. It's that repetition every day. Whether in the gym, that repetition to muscles and cardio.
Consistency.
That's it. That rep.
Yeah.
And I will just end my contribution with this. In Atomic Habits, James Clear said, just improve 1% every day. Just do something.
Still progress.
Just do something 1% in your life.
Slow progress is better than no progress,
in
yeah.
every category. Where they say, hey, well, I probably didn't do a video today, but let me post something. You know? Just
I'm glad you said that.
just
'cause
1% every day.
Sometimes when I ain't get a sleep, like if a day come and I ain't get a sale, I will post a motivational video.
Yeah.
or something, or
Yeah.
a coat. And you never know, that might be on sale.
Yeah.
It will.
You can't
It
tell,
will.
so-
It
and
does.
that's
It does literally
Yeah.
work like that,
Yeah.
boy.
That the universe
that
working for you.
universe,
Boy,
so
sometimes you
I was
like,
like, you don't,
"Wait,
I don't
boy."
fret and say, where you ain't
Sometimes
gonna,
I just be like,
nobody
"You're
see
so
on the road
slow."
today, nobody stop here. Cool. Well, I'm talking about something to motivate others.
But I'm telling you,
And
sometimes
then
you
you-
play so slow, dog, and
And then
you
you
just
nice,
throw
you
up
got big
something,
thing.
and then it's just like,
Yeah.
and you're doubting yourself.
And that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
But
So-
why
Hey, you know how much times I had to kick myself, boy? This new presentation I did, right? I was getting like before, like I knew I had to do it. So the presentation I did was instead of me telling you and educating you what to do, I filmed me from scratch, starting a business with $200 and making a profit in under 30 days. And that was my training because instead of me talking it, I show people how to do it.
Right.
With 0 followers,
So they
everything.
can just play,
Yeah.
let's press play.
Yeah, 0 followers. I didn't even utilize my own following. 0 followers. And when I do it, I know I had to do that since last year.
Yeah.
And I just do it. And I kick in myself now. It's like, oh, you gotta do this. So
You should do a long time, man. Yeah.
don't doubt yourself.
What I would say,
go ahead.
what I would say is be confident, but don't buy into your own hype. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey.
Don't, you understand? Me and Kendall clean toilets, son. You
Yeah,
understand? Literally. You understand?
Some
Don't
people,
buy
some
into
people
your
will never.
own-
Some people wouldn't believe that.
No,
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
It's growth.
Some people see the finished
The only
product.
thing
they
you know.
Don't
Yeah.
buy into your own hype. You have to do the work. You have no shortcuts.
Nah.
You understand? You have to
You
believe
might
in
get a
yourself,
luck,
but
you might get a few help on the
Yeah.
way, but you have to do it.
But don't let ego swallow you and say, boy, thing, I'm not
You
doing
do
this.
that.
If you had to pull a shift in KFC, if you had to,
Everybody used to say that.
you understand?
People laugh. People used to laugh when I Jared with the car and thing in here. This is where you get.
Don't
this
ever
and
feel it too good to,
Yeah.
you know
Do
what I
the
mean?
work.
Yeah, I did the work.
Do the
Yeah,
work.
You
yeah.
have
When
to
it
put
rain,
it in. You
it
have to
rain.
put it in. Sometimes, and I say people might be watching the end product, but I say people, me and Ken was literally cleaning toilets. People might say, boy, that feels already easy. Them hiring people to
Nah.
do this and that.
No, yeah.
Father or mother
Because-
give you money.
Yeah,
and
I didn't see that. I see my father. My
Yeah.
father.
The was all kind of thing.
I remember I asked my father for money for buy things for the
And
business. He ain't give back.
Black, my father too.
And I want to say, like, me and this man will have a place looking sparkling. I bet in here, I bet, I pay no money when my mouth is, me and this man will clean your house inside out properly. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah,
Because he teach me how to do that and he good at it.
You
understand?
you all ever go places and you watch like how certain people clean and things. And
Yeah, I do it all the time. I do it all the time.
And it's just bit like no, but like
Because that's how you feel, so you go, or you go
and,
well,
but you're just saying like you know,
squanding.
like you're probably
Well, I just critique it. You
Yeah,
understand?
you
So,
see
I,
that.
sometimes I go certain places and I ask the cleaner questions.
You know they
And I
do
know.
It could be done better.
Yeah,
It could be done
but
better.
I'm not going to. Most of the time, it's a woman.
Right,
And
so
then
you're
as a
bashing.
man, me telling you something, you're going to feel
Yeah,
a little
like you're
offended. So
bashing.
I just ask the question just for my own enjoyment. And
Right.
that's
And
always
the next thing, you could always learn. And, you know, it's always good to take advice, listen to the perspective of others. Some people might talk shit, me go lie, but just still listen. You understand?
Yeah,
You never know
yeah.
where, if filter to the shit, you never know where you can
Yeah,
apply.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Gio, them catch me lacking. Look how long I saying, I no time for content, and they beat my ass fit.
You have to find a
Gotta
way.
do
Yeah,
it.
that's right away. That's right away.
If you find your complainants like, well, boy, cars moving slow or whatever.
You was watching Netflix?
No. Netflix is watch me.
Yeah.
If I come home and
I
porn
know
TV,
what
I'm
I'm saying.
going
Don't
to
tell me
fall
watching
asleep.
Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
time.
No, I'm telling you, if I go home and porn
but
TV,
that-
I'm
me
going to
and
fall
all too.
asleep.
If I go home
I can't
now
watch on TV,
and I
yeah.
pour on TV,
Sleep.
I'm going to
I
fall
knocking
asleep.
out cold one time.
Like movies and things.
Hey.
I can't go to the movies again.
Yeah.
I tired,
fall
boy.
asleep
I
in the
swear the
movie, yeah.
movies.
I tired, boy. I tired, boy. I can't. I fall asleep reading books. I fall
Nah, me
asleep
a time.
watching
Yeah,
TV.
reading books.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, you're correct.
As soon as I home and I inactive
If I
for
in
5
Boston
minutes,
on the road, nah,
Is it that? Hey, yeah, boy,
I
sleep-
good.
sleep
But
precious
as soon
now,
as
eh?
I had to sit down for long,
Because I just wake up 4.
me too. That
I started to wake
I
up
see
4.
a problem.
Yeah, I
say
wake up 4. I
my
just-
time now. Eh.
I just wake
5
up
for me.
4
5 for
after
me.
5.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you
No,
remember
that-
when you have
all
plenty
of the
things
range,
to
you
do.
know.
Yeah.
You had to plan how you maneuver.
sometimes only one day for the week I get to sleep in, and that is sometimes.
Yeah,
Not even every week you get a day to sleep in.
You
to say-
had to want it. You had to want it.
I don't want it. It's draining, right?
It is sometimes Sunday to Sunday.
Like I was
you're
telling
running
my,
like that.
I was
You don't
telling
see
my
that
wife,
though.
like I was telling my wife and them like with the car wash and the soup deli and all them thing, I let them know up front, yo, it's going on a longer days.
Yeah.
To when they guys if you see me, it's not gonna be normal no more.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't
Okay, you
normal
had to put in the
before.
work, you had to put in
Yeah,
more work
remember,
now.
more work is and the same 24 hours.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Exactly.
It's not like
See,
you get
yeah.
extended hours.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So understand that for a long period of time, I'm going to be away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's how it is.
For me, I've been saying it, and you'll add it to it as well and say it in a different way, but commit first and figure the rest
Figure it
out
out.
after.
Adapt.
That's, yeah. You have to figure it out. Commit. It is just be, your mind might doubt you, but once you say, hey, I wonder if I could do this, boy, it must have a step-by-step way in how to do it.
Yeah.
Right? It might be learning something. It might be asking for assistance. It must have a step-by-step.
Must.
For instance, with cleaning, when I honestly speaking, I shouldn't say contract. I got a job to polish some floors, and I couldn't do the work. You know, I bid on the work, right?
But you
And-
know you can handle it.
well, boy, no, I just do research online and figure out how to bid.
Right.
Throw in a bid and just happen to win.
You win you.
I get vexed because I say, boy, how the
You
hell I
can't
gonna
do
do
it.
this thing,
Yeah,
boy?
yeah.
And now it is.
No, you had to back it up.
I started call all around, and an uncle I call, and he said, boy, I have a partner over a cleaning company. He could do the work for you. And my first work, right, I spoke to him, I negotiate with him. I say, yeah, I'm doing the job for this, and I'm willing to part with 10%, and you do it for the rest. And he said, all right, no problem. And he went and do the jobs for me. And I put myself as a worker with him.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And I learned the job while working with him.
Right.
Right? And then he would have told me, well, hey, when you're bidding again, bid at this rate. So I learned the rates from that.
Oh.
You understand? And that was commit first, figure the rest out after.
Figure it
Yeah.
out. I
And
like that.
if I didn't do that, I do think I would have been where I am today with cleaning.
No, I like that.
You understand?
So you really because I gotta say that because like with the rental, when people used to call me, I used to always act like if I had real cars, I only had one.
Boy.
So like when people call me, right, I know you don't have no car available. I say we're supposed to give up one later. So I said, yes.
5 coming in this
But
season.
I don't know. Them thinking how I promoting. I had 10. I only have one car. You can't
And
even
sometimes you using the car.
So blind we can't not available. You know you don't have no car coming back. But that we gotta tell them.
Yeah. No, but perception is a hell of a
Until
thing, you
you
know.
reach the level where you had 10 cars.
Yeah.
That's
That
similar
was
to the
the-
story with me when I used to put the machine in the Mazda.
Yeah.
10 is still not enough, eh?
I tell you, no, you're correct. It's not enough because the yard always empty. So it always have people. You remember the brand building?
Yeah.
So as
10
you
is not
say,
enough.
people will always want more.
Always want
It's
more,
1 point some million people, and then you only have 5 cars,
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah,
promoting heavy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So people always calling away, but you just have to think big. I feel you just have to think big.
Think
Yeah.
big.
And as you
Take the
say,
risk.
figure it out.
Commit first and figure the rest out after.
Figure it out,
Plenty things I doing. Simple as this, the camera. I can't use no camera,
Yeah.
but I had the camera.
And you are the
Yeah.
people, you know people
And-
who can do it.
Exactly.
And you can pay people who can do it. So that's the good thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes they fall on their face too, you know.
Yeah.
The first thing I ever do to try and make money was buy a car to sell, and I sell for less than I pay for it.
Your learning experience.
Yeah.
It just happened. I didn't let that demotivate me and say, nah, I don't
Because
know this
I
one.
don't know car wash, man.
Yeah. But you gonna learn it.
And not only that, not just learn it. I know what a clean car look like.
Yeah.
And then again, you can pay people to do it.
Yeah.
You know how to do it. You could structure the business.
Yeah.
Alright, you know, I want a cashier here. I want somebody to operate the whole yard, to
Yeah.
control the whole yard. Use like my right hand man.
And
who
that's what an
manage-
entrepreneur do.
Yeah, that's
you
real. That's a
and
real
you
entrepreneur.
manage
Same thing
people.
what you say in the
Yeah.
video today.
Yeah.
Is you put people in place to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have more free time.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to, like how Tobago Carnival, right? That's the only thing. Tobago Carnival is October 110. The plan to open the car wash is first week in October. So that is right there. And I just go a week before Tobago Carnival. So I go in around the 18th. So
Right.
now you have to make sure if you now open this new business, you really have to make sure it operating how you want it before you go over there.
Yeah.
But that That's the challenge. So I'm
Yeah.
glad to do it too.
So you had to
'cause
figure it out.
Figure it out before.
Commit first,
Before the
figure it out
18th,
after.
is it?
Yeah.
So you had to put everything in place before that 18th to go over there. You want to know that while in Tobago, not just linemen, but selling to the car wash operating like
And
if you was there.
Yeah. And your money coming in.
Like
your
if
revenue
if,
coming in.
Yeah, like it's the same.
Yeah.
Oh, I realize nothing does operate like if it was there. You couldn't get close.
Yeah.
For
Oh,
me.
yeah.
You're correct. But if you really have somebody dedicated, it could happen.
Still, boy. I feel my level of scrutiny unmatched. I don't feel like...
Remember, you, as
No,
a
remember,
business
it's
owner,
yours.
you
I go seek my best
You
interest,
have
you know.
perfection.
It's
You have
yours.
perfection, yeah.
So
I go
next
seek my best
month,
interest.
even if the worker getting paid plenty, he still might leave certain thing where you won't leave that way. So it's true.
Natural.
Yeah,
part
most
of it.
definitely.
All right, we're good there.